person.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this, the very third episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation.
What are
Dave, are you okay? Are you going to be all right?
The very third episode.
Yeah, it's the very third episode.
very third episode.
It's a very third episode.
It's a very third episode, yes.
This episode brought to you by the letter the.
So, just a PSA to everyone out there in TV land. Adam is very silly today.
Yeah.
Being very
No,
frisky and strange.
no, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
It's like when your cat gets the swishy tail and you know it's up to no good.
Yes.
Listen, I'm just really excited to be playing Dungeons and Dragons, okay? And I'm excited that this is our very third most episode.
Our thirdliest episode.
Yeah.
The thirdliest
very special.
ever will be.
Not the third best,
Dungeons
just
and
the
Dragons.
third chronologically.
Just the third in sequence.
If you watched the first episode and now you're watching this episode, you've missed something. There was a second one in the middle there because that's how numbers work. Hello, everybody, and welcome.
And there's evidence for our previous statement.
Last
So,
time on D&D.
yeah, previously on Dungeons and Dragons. So, hi, hello, everybody. If this is your first time joining us for Roll20 Presents Dungeons and Dragons: Tomb of Annihilation, the third episode. Hello, thank you, and welcome to the show. Let's do a real quick pre-episode character explanation. We're gonna go around and just tell us your character's name, the class you're playing, and I guess who you are. Let's start over there with Elf.
Yes, hello. I'm Distracted Elf. You can, you don't need to know about that right now. I'll deal with that later. But I play Ishi, the Kobold Fighter.
Yes, excellent. And below Ishi playing Little Fox. What's your deal? What class are you? What's your situation?
I'm Andrew. Little Fox is a barbarian, and she's very quiet.
People don't know this, but Andrew is also a barbarian. Down there it is.
I think
Buff
you
boy.
missed the most important part of Little Fox. What is she?
Oh,
She
yeah.
is a
That's right.
Oh, yeah, she's a Furbolg barbarian.
Furbolg is cool.
Yes.
She likes to talk to parrots and crush things with her murder hammer.
Like a good Dungeons and Dragons character. Down there, it's Dave. What are you playing, Dave?
Hello, I'm Dave. I was going to do the Dave, but then that's just making a reference to a joke from yesterday, which probably nobody
Yesterday?
watched. Yesterday. Yep.
Is this a Dave of future past?
Yeah, let's forget about yesterday. We're here for today.
Yesterday.
Oh my
Oh, your throws so far away. Speaking about waves and troubles, no, go ahead, Dave. Tell us about your character.
I'm a human. Dave the human. His name is Malik Al Gharib.
That was Malik.
Malik Al Gharib. I'm sorry. That was how I practiced it, but then I found out it was wrong. So again, thank you for people giving me pronunciation tips. He is a sorcerer. He's a little dragon sorcerer.
Excellent. Thank you. And last but not least, Fish Fabio from the Dave to the Wave. Blue Jay, tell us about your character.
Hi, I'm Blue Jay. My character is Arcturus Vivoxeth. Arcturus is a Triton Tempest cleric.
Yeah. Excellent. So, our lovely band of adventurers have taken on a quest to delve into the jungles of deepest Chult to discover the cause of a terrible curse. What has been happening to people who died and have been brought back to life and are now slowly wasting away. Their free pass, their get out of death jail free card has been revoked, and so the most hidden, most secret of all organizations in the Forgotten Realms has given one of their members some information, which they pass along to you to go.
You mean Harper's,
into
right?
the jungle.
Talking about Harper's.
Shh, you can't. No,
Yes,
shh, don't.
nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows about those guys. Okay, they're very
Yeah.
secret. And so you've been employed to go into the jungle, and as we can see on our very lovely player map, you've begun the long journey into the jungle. Every journey begins with a hex of 10 miles, and here we are.
I love watching it.
Wait, we long rested, right?
Yes. So I think when we begin the episode, where's everybody at on inspiration right now?
I have it.
I have it.
I have.
I do not.
Okay. All right. Just checking. Okay. So when we,
Oh wait,
yeah.
I do. Actually, I do. Never
Okay.
mind.
I feel like it's probably fair to assume you all have it at any given
I mean,
time.
I spent it, but I think I got it back during the episode at some point.
That's fair. Yeah. So
Many separate points.
So we fade in on the sound of night insects, the buzzing of mosquitoes, and the various animal sounds of the jungles of Chult. We're close enough to Nyanzaru that in the distance you can see its orange haze from the lights of the city to your north. Some miles away, and probably there's still a bit of a cool-ish, for the jungle, breeze blowing from the north out from the Bay of Chult. You are heading south. I guess the plan is to go with your guide along the river, along the Tiriki River, this
I believe
way,
it was, yeah.
and that way, to Firefinger.
Yeah, we're gonna ride this GMPC into hell.
All right, good. Well, Arcturus certainly hopes so.
I want to remind everybody that the reason we can't use a canoe is because our person who lives in the sea gets seasick.
Okay, can I just say, can't is a very strong word. I can, swim and breathe underwater. So, you could have used a canoe. I made it very clear that you were welcome to use a canoe. I just wasn't going to be using a canoe.
Basically, we didn't take the canoe because we just needed even the tiniest excuse to be total cheap asses and not.
I was about to say, can I also point out no one can
also-
afford a canoe together even.
Okay, and also getting on any kind of watercraft in D&D ever is a terrible idea.
Also true.
It's ended so well for us in the past.
Yeah. Just
And by ended well, you mean the opposite of that.
yeah.
Rip.
Dave, you see a crocodile. It summons several more crocodiles. One of them has a Cambion riding on it.
Oh, no.
And if you want to understand that joke, just pop on over to our YouTube channel and watch the Adventurers League. So you'll notice probably if you are also playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons with Roll20, you'll notice that some changes have been made since the last time we played. There's some new exciting stuff in the 5e character sheets. And
Can I click a thing? I want to click
yeah,
a thing.
you want to click a thing? So we set up Arcturus with all the new biz. Basically, we've added some functionality around the traits section, features and traits. And there's some other options that you will notice as being updated as we go along. But basically, this gives you another interactive section where normally most players, I find, would use this section just for notes. Now you can break it down into specific abilities, and you can minimize them and keep your character sheet all organized and stuff. So that's something you will notice more of as we go. I wanted to check with the party a little bit of housekeeping. Do y'all prefer the current method of rolling, which is to say, here I'm going to use Arcturus, where we just roll the 2d20 and we take the leftmost one? Wow, I am bad with a trident.
So is everyone.
So in this case, we're throwing both d20s, and it's giving us these, and we just take the leftmost one unless we have advantage or disadvantage. Or do you want to be able to control that yourself and roll with advantage or disadvantage?
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
I kind
fine
of-
that way.
This one's good.
Yeah, I tend to
Totally
prefer
fine.
this one, but there is that option if you're
Yeah.
I like
I'm-
torturing myself with if only I had used my advantage.
Yeah.
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 I really find that produces
Yeah,
a
it
horrible
definitely-
feeling inside of my heart.
It
that
definitely adds to the existential dread of the game
yeah.
and just the horrible night terrors the day
Yeah.
after.
Some people
Just
play
think,
role
if only
playing
I would
games.
have used my inspiration for this role.
Some people play role playing games to have a fun time, but here on Roll20 Presents, we're here to suffer. So let's get to it then, I guess. So the
Last bit of
scene.
housekeeping.
What's that, Dave?
Last bit of housekeeping.
Oh God, yes. Dave
only
discovered
thing
Dave discovered a rule, and we've had some debate about whether or
No.
not to use it.
There's no debate.
No.
There's no debate. It's
We're not
literally just
doing it.
Dave. Everybody
Dave?
else is no.
Dave,
Oh,
would you like to
Okay.
explain what the rule in question is.
Yeah. So, as folks might know, we're now in season 7 of like 5th edition Adventurers League stuff. So that means every character who gets made from now on has a thing called the Death Curse. One of the optional rules of the Death Curse is you can activate Meat Grinder mode, which is a nice little trade-off. Your death save DC goes up to 15 instead of 10, but you get 10% more experience and 10% more gold. Now, I think that sounds fantastic.
I think that sounds like bullshit.
Everybody else hates it. So
What I think that sounds like is here's a tiny little reward that means nothing, and your character dies.
Yeah, like maybe if you got like 50% more.
I mean, that's insane.
Because you're like it's what, another 50% harder to get a save.
50% harder for death.
It doesn't quite scale like that, but
that scales equally to me.
So-
I would be down with
on the one hand, it is Dave's imperative to choose this role for himself. However, we have reminded Dave that A, he's the smushiest member of the party, and B, the death save situation affects everyone, right? People are going to have to go chasing after him to try to make him recover. So
Have to.
So,
is strong
I've
to the language.
I've thought about this since we had the conversation slightly before the show, and I will hold off for now. But
Okay.
when Xanthar's guide comes out, I want to try everything, so I'm turning it straight on as soon as that book comes out. Is that okay? Compromise.
sure, that's fine. It's fine with
if
me.
you want to die repeatedly, Dave, that's your choice.
Okay.
You know, if you have the
Hey,
trait Death
hey.
Wish, I'm just letting you know that as your cleric, fuck you.
Wow, that didn't go where I had expected it to. Cruel. The seas are a harsh mistress.
As your
That's
cleric.
true.
All right, so let's commence with the amateur
Yeah,
theater.
yeah. Let's.
So the scene fades in on you and your guide Azaka Stormfang, who are all at camp slightly inland from the river, resting after a brief but pitched battle with some flying lizard bird creatures. So night has fallen and you've decided to rest. Let's just get a little resting vignette. What is everybody doing at camp? What does the camp look like?
Ishi has a bedroll that she pulls out of her blanket, and she's already put some of that salve on our way up here. So we're good to go. Smelly salve, I know. I think I have a tent. I'm not sure if the explorer's pack has a tent in it or not. Let me check. Explorer's pack.
You have a bedroll?
Yeah, you don't have
Yeah.
a tent.
Okay, never mind. I got a bedroll. It's fine. I got insect repellent and a bedroll.
Perfect.
So there's a tiny kobold in a human-sized bedroll. The blankets are pulled into like a big bundled pile around her, and the bag is like leaned against the kobold bundle with like a tiny little lizard arm like out around the bag, so that nobody can steal anything from it. You know.
Fantastic.
Harsh life on the streets up until now. And the tiny little mouse that is Ishi's pet is sleeping also in the bedroll.
Of course, there's so much room.
Just like somewhere in there. Who
Excellent.
knows?
Okay, Little Fox, what about you? Where are you at?
Well, Ishi got totally wrecked in that fight we just had, and so I think Little Fox is still like fussing over her,
Yeah.
making sure she's okay.
Oh,
And has like set up to like like protect Ishi while she sleeps, but then also just like passes out.
Yeah.
Fucking rock. Yeah.
Okay. Arcturus,
I want to try and fish.
you're fishing.
I want to fish.
Okay.
I don't want to spend a ration yet if I can fish. We're right next to the
Imagine
river.
Nothing like a
How
little night
novel.
fishing.
For you,
So
too.
like in my mind, Arcturus is like, we're making camp. Okay, like take off the armor, like parts of the clothing. He still has like the padding or whatever you have under your chainmail. And then probably just like goes over to the river and just jumps in. And I'm assuming that the way that a Triton the fishes is not like you're not like fishing with a pole. Like you just get in the water and then like shark this shit.
I mean, you literally have a trident, which is, despite what Dungeons and Dragons would have you believe, not designed to be a weapon initially. It's for fishing. You have the implement.
I mean, I could, or I could just like, I've been hot all day and the river's been right there.
Okay.
And I like water.
All right.
I'm just gonna go around, swim in the water, and eat.
I mean,
okay. Now, you had to expend? Do you have the spell slots for conjuring water for everybody?
I did that in the morning of this day.
Okay, so you cast it and then you lug it around all day and drink from it, and then and then it's done by the end of the day.
And then it's empty, and yeah.
All right.
So I did cast and use the spell slot in the morning of the day that we set
Okay. Can you make? I need you to make 2 rolls.
Okay.
One will be a survival roll to catch fish, not to survive. This is just a survival roll. We'll say DC 10. It's a whatever the river equivalent of verdant is. It's rife with fish, lousy with fish.
What is it?
You're fine.
Yeah.
No problem.
I got so many fish.
Yeah, so you catch fish, no problem. But I also need you to make, with advantage, because you're just swimming around in it, make a DC 12 Constitution save, please.
Okay, so I just click Constitution.
Leeches.
There's a save. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Okay,
cool.
You're fine. Everything's fine. You get some fish. Good.
Pay no mind to the hand behind the curtain.
Yeah, everything's okay. We're all good. Okay. Yeah. So you're doing that, and that gets you some food.
So I still have all of my rations.
Malik, what are you doing?
I am in game, doing what we've been doing with the hexes out of game and making sure that the map is up to date with cartographer's tools, because I'm a trained archaeologist and I'm keeping the map up to date.
You got like a little fold out table or something, and like a lantern.
I like it.
Yeah, I imagine like part of the like backpack's got like a foldy out table slung over the back, and that's like what the bedroll is attached to, and the tent is like hung off of the back of that as well.
Right.
Because I do actually have a tent. I bought one.
Now I'm just imagining you like Beetle from Zelda. You just like the giant backpack with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So so you're working on the map, and I think that you notice Azaka standing nearby with her arms folded, and she looks at you, and she's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, Azaka. Well, I'm making the map. It's just making sure that we've got everything down as accurately as possible. If people want to come after us, or something along those lines.
And she says, "But why do you need a map? We just go downriver. Firefinger's there."
Yes. The map isn't necessarily for us, though I do enjoy making this. It lets me use my fingers, make things. It's kind of creative in a very structured way.
And she kind of looks at you, and she says, "Will you explore the whole jungle?"
Well, if I get my way, yes.
She kind of scowls at you. She's like, "It will take a long time."
I don't have anywhere else in particular to be. Well, the sooner we get this main task out of the way. But for the rest of the time, I'm happy. It's my life's work to do this kind of thing. Just go out, explore, find things if they're there.
She nods and she says, "Your life's work is to explore the jungle. I hope it is not the death of you as well."
Yeah, he kind of like, he shrugs and kind of smiles, maybe a little disconcertingly. And he says, "Well, I've made my peace with that. At least I'd be dying doing what I wanted to."
Yeah, she smiles back and she says, "This is a good way of thinking of death." And like nods, like approvingly, like good talk.
Cool. Yeah, I'll get back to it then.
Okay, all right. So you you rest, and everybody wakes up the next morning. Do we want to talk about watches? Should we figure that out?
Well, Ishi should take like one of the later ones because don't you have to like be unconscious for an hour and then you get to rest?
Yeah, because I had an hour of after whatever, spare the dying before I'd wake up.
So yeah, I would probably be fine like after having eaten, taking like first watch, and then
People with armor.
it's 2 hours, right?
Yeah, 2 hours per watch if we all do a watch for 8 hours rest.
Yeah. So
okay,
yeah,
so Arcturus is first?
Yeah.
Okay, and then who?
I'll do second. I don't mind.
Yep, you do second. I'll do third, and Ishi can
then
do
I'll
fourth.
take the fourth, yeah.
Yeah, people with armor should be first and last, so they can already have that armor on and not have to take it back off to go to sleep.
Okay, so Arcturus,
two.
Little Fox, Malik, and Ishi. Okay, cool. Just wanted to know. All right, great. So in the morning, you awaken and get ready to set out. So, navigator, let's navigate.
It's me, right?
So you're gonna try to follow. You're trying to follow the river. So the intent is to go this way, yeah, into that hex.
We use all 10 gallons every day, right?
Yes, everybody drinks 2 gallons a day, more or less.
Okay, then I do that.
Okay.
Although it's more like probably less for me and more for Little Fox. And
Well, but it's
so,
we math wise,
It balances
rules
out.
wise,
Math-wise,
all 10
rules-wise.
gallons every day.
yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah. So I will guide us to this second hex.
Okay. Can you
Onwards.
make a survival check? Yep.
Do I get advantage on it?
Yes, because she's helping. You have
She's
Azaka's help.
helping me out, right? Yeah.
Correct.
17.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. So you. Oh, actually, I should be making these rolls for you because you wouldn't know whether you're lost. But for today, you're fine.
I just have a good feeling.
You got a
today.
good feeling about today. Okay. All right. So let me see how your day goes. Okay. So you set out with the river to your left, heading south, and it at this point it's pretty. The river is like pretty like lazy. Like it's not a deep current. The river's starting to narrow out and get a little bit more concentrated. You are entering into the jungle from the plains now, so you're starting to have to. Basically, like when Azaka has a scimitar on her character sheet, it's really more like a machete, and so she's using it to chopping her way through the foliage, and it's slow going, right? You're getting caught on branches and stuff, and I don't think like any of you are really used to sort of jungle travel yet.
Nope.
Well, and Little Fox has to apologize to all the plants that he's hacking through, right? Like
Nice.
I'm next in line, and I'm just like, oh, sorry, like just muttering to the plants and like petting trees and stuff. Because
I think that if are you speaking Sylvan when you talk to animals and trees?
yeah,
I'm like paying very close attention to your language because I don't know Sylvan yet. I want to be like trying to learn it from you.
yeah. Well, it's real quiet. She just like.
Well,
whispers
I'm
it.
listening.
Yeah. No, I know. It's cool.
Arcturus, you have the highest wisdom of everyone in the group. What's your passive perception? I could look, but I want the audience to be able to know what it is too.
That's you, Blue Jay.
That's you, Blue Jay, Arcturus.
Sorry, what? My what?
Arcturus's passive perception is probably quite high. Blue Jay is not so much.
It's 13.
13.
I was distracted.
Okay.
So mine is the same as hers.
Oh, is it? Okay, great. All right. So partway through the morning, the sun is still making its way up towards noon, and you're really just getting going when I think Arcturus and Little Fox, you notice that there are ahead of you. There's some like broken branches. It looks like someone has like come through this way before, and I think you see boot prints on the in the mud next to the river. You can't actually see the river because you're like inland a little bit, but yeah, you notice some heavy boot prints.
I like scramble up to where Azaka is, and I'm like, could we
And she's standing and staring at some of them in the mud when you come up.
Yes. So you've noticed as well. I was just wondering if, what do people usually go this way? Is this, and he's just muttering and kind of like embarrassedly mumbling and trying to be like, is this something that we should have expected, that there were people that are coming down this way? Or is she also like,
so you babble for a little bit.
Yeah, I go on
and
she eventually get to the point.
Mm-hmm. And she looks at you, and I think like Little Fox, this is when you kind of like reach the front. You all kind of cluster up at the front because Azaka stops. And she says to you, Arcturus, she says, there are other travelers in the jungle. I didn't expect to see any. She kind of like peers around. They're not making an effort to hide their tracks. She shrugs.
Are we? And I look behind and I'm just like, have we been making an effort to hide our tracks?
She shakes her head. No. Do you think that we should? Are we being followed?
And then there's the like, should we? Are we?
I very much doubt it.
You know the jungle, Azaka. I bow to your wisdom.
She shrugs. She says, the longer we stand around talking, the longer it takes to get to Firefinger.
Hold on, one moment before that. Though booted, I'm not an expert on these. Do you want to just make sure that these seem regular to you? I understand that one of the dangers that we're going to be looking out for in this jungle is the undead, who might still be wearing shoes. Rather be safe than sorry.
She nods and like looks at you like again with that same look of like yeah, maybe you do have your shit together. And Malik, if you want to make an investigation check, you're welcome to do so. If somebody wants to help, you can have assistance with that.
CSI Chult. I can't help. I'm not helpful.
I'm very unhelpful.
She can't. Azaka cannot help you. She does not have it.
Neither can I.
All right, you're on your own, Malik.
Can you only help when you have something ticked?
I mean, I think it sort of depends. Like all anyone else can do is just kind of look, right? You're trying to get in like detail, like CSI type of details. I think if this was just a perception check, maybe, but
yeah, sure. I will do a normal roll then.
Oh, nice! Wow, that's a 22. Good work. So yeah, it looks like about a half dozen independent sets of footprints. These are heavy, like boot prints. Not the kind of thing they look more like Arcturus's footprints than like yours. The people who made these footprints, the footprints are quite deep in the mud. The mud is fairly fresh too, so they're not that far ahead of you. And I think I think maybe you find somewhere like in the amidst the footprints, there's some a tree, like a tree trunk that has like a bit of a scorch mark on it, and there's some like ash on the ground. And it looks like somebody was smoking a pipe and like knocked out there's a name for it, but like the bowl basically on a tree. Yeah, so that's something that you know. You can also like you could ask me questions that you might know if you have something in particular.
No, I think that makes sense. A reasonable amount to learn from just footprints. So I mentioned to everybody, I was like, they look deep. I would guess that these folks are armored. And they do look fairly regular. Look here, someone was probably smoking a pipe, something like that.
I've never met an undead that smoked a pipe. First time for everything, though.
Zaka looks at you like side eye, like, and she shakes her head.
No reason to think that they're hostile, but if they're armed, they're probably armed. So we don't want to go into this unprepared.
We're never unprepared. You have little Fox and I. It'll be fine.
Of course, we'll just start with diplomacy. See where we get with that.
Oh, I'm not suggesting that we immediately jump to the stabbing, but If it gets there, all
Then
I'm
I know I
saying.
have proficient companions. Yes, thank you. Let me take the lead here as we follow this.
Um,
I'm the least threatening.
Malik.
Yes.
You may be the least threatening. Yes, you're right. Go ahead if you wish to take the front.
So he does. And he starts following the tracks. Are they roughly leading in the same direction along the river?
Yeah.
Then in that case, yeah, follow those along.
Okay. All right. So you follow the tracks, and I think because you took time to like listen and stuff, and you're kind of on your guard, you hear some sounds ahead of you, right? We can hear the river and everything to your left, and we can hear the jungle sounds, but you hear like voices, and people, like you hear like faint talking. What are you gonna do?
Do we recognize the language straight away?
They're at too much of a distance. You could stop and try to like pick out words.
Yeah, we can stop and perceive. I say voices, but I can't quite make it out.
I'm pretty good at language.
That's true. Do you like step forward and you're like,
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So what is this?
Perception check.
Anyone? Well, I guess it's just hearing things. I can't really be like, help me.
Can't really assist you with perception.
We'll
You
see.
hear.
Not bad. Okay.
Okay.
So
22,
everybody goes
cool.
quiet. Your little fish ears. Little fan out. You can hear a conversation between a handful of voices, both lower and higher register. They're speaking common. You can pick out words here and there, but they're just having like a casual conversation. Someone is complaining about the heat. Someone else is like, well, then take off your armor. And the third person's like, no, idiot, then what happens if the undead come upon us? And they're like, oh, I hadn't thought of that. And so they're basically just there's a little bit of like banter, and they don't seem to be moving. The sound isn't getting further away, so maybe they've stopped.
Just call out or something. I'm sure they're fine.
And Arcturus does a whole like, what is this? They appear to be travelers. We should just introduce ourselves. And then like, unless someone's like, no, Arcturus would just like stride forward and be like, hello there.
He said I'd take the lead on this. You sometimes have difficulty integrating yourself with local customs.
Excuse what?
You
No,
have plenty of other redeeming qualities.
it's
Now,
literally my job.
So as the two of you are arguing about this, you hear someone ahead of you. There's some like rustling, the sounds of like armor clattering, and then you hear someone shout out like, "Who goes there?"
And then like Arcturus is just like, like kind of like, hey, I'm good at this. This is my job. And turns to like the sound and says, hello, we are also travelers, and we came upon your boot prints.
So you step out like into sight. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you startle this person. So there's a group of them, and they're sitting on the edge of a dirt like cliff. One of them, you come upon this scene, and you see three of them sitting on a rock, like a big stone. So they're all sitting there. And one of them is slightly further away, looking at a map, kind of quizzically. And she's got her helmet off, and it's under her arm. She's looking at it. There's another one who's standing, staring at you wide-eyed and like pointing. And then there's a little further off. There's a woman in heavier armor and standing next to a man wearing robes of some kind. He's a little bit obscured. But you stumble upon this party, and the guy that's pointing at you is like, Sarge, it's some kind of fish man, Sarge. And like
God,
they all kind of turn and look. Some of them go to their weapons.
And I do this like my hands. I don't have like my weapon in my hands or whatever. And I'm like, oh yes, I am Triton. Sorry, my party told me you might be surprised. But we're just fellow jungle travelers like yourselves.
So you're stepping up, talking. While this is happening, Little Fox, Azaka gives you like a stern look, and you can see her, like her lip curls back a little, and she snarls, not at you, but at the situation. And then she turns and kind of goes off into the jungle. Right? She's giving you a look like, you know, I'm doing this in case you need me to find me later. And she like goes to hide. So Arcturus, you're like coming out. Do you want to can you make a persuade roll? Just to like
Sure.
set the tone for this encounter.
We'll see how that goes.
I mean,
I'm good at this with a
11.
+2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Malik, you're watching Arcturus do like a passable job at this. So the one you startled, he's got a shield, and he's got his hand on his sword, but he hasn't drawn it, and he shouts at you. He's like, "Stop right there, fish man!" And he keeps turning over his shoulder, but he won't
Is there a particular heraldry on the
he won't
shield?
break his eye contact with you, but he keeps shouting over his shoulder like, "Sarge! Sarge!" and his sergeant is now looking like, what the fuck's going on over there? And he starts coming over. Yes, on his shield there is some kind of hot
do they
glove.
serve the flaming fish?
There's a glove or perhaps a bald collection of fingers that are warm.
Serve.
So yeah. So you're
As
heading.
soon as you did that stupid accent.
Hey, it's an Omnian accent. That's what they sound like in
Hey, it's Omnian.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
All right.
So the sergeant approaches. He's kind of like pushed aside this person in the robes, and the sergeant approaches, and he says, he's like, "All right, fishman, come on out." And
I'm
he gestures with a
out.
gauntleted hand, and you can see the sergeant. He's an older guy. He's got graying hair. His hairline has started to recede. He looks like someone who at some point was like quite big and burly, but has lost some of that muscle over time. And he is wearing a lot of armor, and he is sweaty as heck. So he,
I am also wearing a fair bit of armor, but cannot sweat.
he steps forward, and he looks past you, and he's like, "There any more of you? I mean, back there."
What? Yes. Same as you.
Well,
Don't travel in the jungle alone. That would
tell
be,
your friends to come on out.
I mean, aren't they right behind?
You turn
and
to look.
Arcturus turns around.
And as I hear it, like, come on out, I just like tripping my way out of the area of the jungle into this clearing, like,
Oh, yes.
As soon as you come out, one of the guys is like, "Oh shit, Sarge!" and he like pulls his sword, and they all kind of like jump to their
Wait,
feet, drawing
wait.
weapons when
I'll
they see
walk
Ishii.
out as well. Like,
Yeah. So they see a kobold, and and so they panic, right? They're like, "I got a monster," and they start to draw weapons, and now you've got like swords pointed at you, and
she's
And-
not a monster. She's perfectly domesticated. She's lived all her life in the city.
Excuse me.
the sergeant looks at you, and he's like, "You in charge of these two subhumans?" And like squints at you.
Excuse me. Subhuman. Is that what you said?
And he turns and looks at you. He's like, "Well, you ain't human, are you?"
Am I misunderstanding this bit of common, Malik? Subhuman. And I think that
Hold me back. What did this guy say to me? What did he say?
I speak Dwarven, like a word for like an offensive word for outsider or like not one of us. And I'm like, is that what we're talking about here?
Gaijin.
Yeah, I'll say it's all right. No, I'm not in charge of them. Not everyone ascribes to that particular view of non-humans of yours. We're companions.
And he puts his hands up, and he's like, "Now, don't get me wrong, son. I got plenty of non-human friends. Why, Corinth over there," he gestures. "She's a half-elf."
Oh my god.
And he turns to you, and he says, he's like, "We don't want no trouble, but you and your monster friends, you're going to have to find another way through the jungle. See, we're following the river, and we just can't have you skulking around in the weeds behind us."
Oh,
Well,
we're perfectly capable of going in front of you.
Corinth, the half-elf, looks remarkably embarrassed. She's like receding into the jungle, Homer Simpson style, like, "I hate this." So he
just-
says, you're just going to have to find your own way.
Just as a total non sequitur, Little Fox hasn't come out into the clearing and is like back where we came from, talking to a lemur.
Okay, perfect. Cut to Little Fox talking to a lemur.
Just like, yeah, looking like, oh, and like offering it a little crumb of something. Yeah.
Well, if you're not comfortable then with us going behind you, what about, as my companion says, what if we head off first? That way we would draw out anything that was looking to bother you. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement.
And he says to you, he's like, now, that does sound like a better arrangement to me, but I'm going to have to consult with my spiritual advisor. And he turns, and this like nervous-looking priest that was there before is like, well, sir, and he's like kind of wringing his hands together, and he comes over, and he turns to you, and he's like, excuse me a moment, and goes to talk to the priest.
Spiritual advisor.
Yeah.
I want to talk to the priest.
Okay.
Chill, calm down.
Let me see what this priest is wearing.
And yeah, is there any kind of symbols? And like, can I be like, oh, what god is that you serve? And like, just like, yeah, like talking over or around the conversation.
I bet you it's Helm.
Yeah, I think it probably would be. Yeah.
For the Flaming Fist, probably Helm.
Yeah. So he turns and they're talking. So the guy that you see, he also has like they're dressed similar, but this guy's red cloak is supplemented by a silver and white sash, and his shield, the hand, the flaming fist, has been replaced by an open hand with an eye on it, but still in the same colors. So they're talking. Arcturus, you can make a religion check to see if you recognize that symbol.
Sure, yeah, I will.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So Helm, also known as the Watcher, is the vigilant, the great guard. He's a protector deity.
Called it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Worshipped by guards and paladins.
That makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, cool. So the two of them are having a conversation.
What about the nervous private guy?
He's staring at you, pointing his sword, like, God, you get away from me, kobold.
I'm just gonna like walk a little closer to him, and be like,
We're not so different. I'm also a professional sword person. Yes. See, I have a sword.
You gesture to it, but you don't take it out to show it to him?
Yeah, I don't take it out because I like look like I'm going to and then reconsider.
Yeah, and so he's just like keep away from me, kobold.
Yes, actually, they know me quite well in Yanzaru. I won a duel against the famous what was his name?
Hamish von Saberberg.
Herschel von Saberberg. Yes.
All right, so you're distracting this private for a moment.
I'm basically just trying to like get him to calm down, but maybe not doing a very good job.
So Malik or Arcturus, make a persuade check with assistance because you're both kind of making this offer to get past them and to carry on.
Persuade.
I'll take the lead on this.
Yeah, I'll help.
Okay. Oh yeah, nice. All right. So the they turn back to you and the Sarge says, after consulting with my associate, we have decided that would be an acceptable solution to our problem. And he gestures. And he says, "You folks go on ahead."
All right. Is there anything we can be on the lookout for you in particular? Just in case we come across it.
He squints and he shakes his head, and he's like, "Nope, just go about your business."
I suppose we never asked. Like, why are you in the jungle? It's quite a dangerous place. People don't generally come here without reason.
And this is how we as a party ruin a perfectly good persuader roll. We could have just moved on. They're gonna be like,
so he looks at you, and he says, "You ask a lot of questions, Gills."
And Arcturus does that thing where he like closes his eyes and does the like look, and then says, just pleasantries. We could,
It's
Sure.
all right. He's just curious. We're all curious. That's why we're exploring the jungle. It's fine. We'll move on ahead.
Yes, let's do that. Yes.
Like looking over my
well,
shoulder. to
I
the little
wish you
foxes around.
and your party the best. May Ishtisha bring to you exactly what you deserve.
And he shakes his head and he's like, I don't know nothing about your Ishtishia, fish man. You just carry on. And he kind of like just points, and they all kind of glare at you as the group of you kind of wind your way through them. Little Fox, what do you do? You're at a distance enough to hear this. So
Yeah. There's like this scene where she's like petting a little lemur or whatever, some kind of small like tree climbing animal. And she like turns and looks, and then there's a cut and she walks into the scene, into like the clearing or whatever, as like a totally different person. Like she just looks human.
Okay.
So like this very mousy redheaded human girl like just walks through the clearing and like doesn't make eye contact with any of them.
And no one recognizes you except Ishi. Have you used this appearance with Ishi before?
Oh yeah, Ishi would know.
Okay. All right.
What is this?
So I can cast Disguise Self, and make it as a way that furbolgs have to avoid, attention from humans and stuff.
Avoid attention from flaming fist racists.
Yeah.
How many times per day can you do that?
Once per day.
Okay. How long does it last?
Once per short rest or long rest, and it lasts for long enough. It's the Disguise Self spell.
Yeah.
What
I can make myself appear up to 3 feet shorter, which is more than usual.
Can you click it? I want to see it.
I haven't put
I
it in
could
anything
just-
yet.
I guess I could just look.
Yeah, just look it up in the compendium. It's very useful.
Disguise self. Neat.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Okay. All right. So you
An hour, by the way, for future reference.
you pass by the guards, and they all kind of stink eye you a moment as you squeeze between them. Little Fox, as you pass by, you can see Azaka hiding in the bushes, and she's got her bow out, and she's like got it trained on the sergeant. But as you walk by, she slowly like lowers the arrow.
Yeah,
and
I like pass between her and the thing, and yeah, I like look into the woods, but make eye contact with her and just do the little like head shake and keep walking.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So you leave behind the group, and I think we get that sort of the parting shots as they're all talking as you go by like quietly. And one's like,
I think that
I had never seen a fish man before, Sarge. And the sergeant's like, quiet.
As I pass the private, I like have poured a tiny bit of water on my hand from my like water whatever, and I like just like I don't know.
You just really want them to fight you, don't you?
You just trying to provoke them or what?
Seriously.
No, he just seems so like scared and racist.
Yeah, that's cool. Just the scared, racially confused guards. Let's just poke fun at them and harass them until they attack us. But no, they do not. The Sarge has given his order, and and you sneak by. So the avoiding the trouble that could have emerged from this flaming fist patrol is worth experience.
Yay!
So everybody gets 43 experience
43.
after I round it. Yep, we get 43
And
experience.
Dave gets 47.
So Dave, are you doing the thing or not? We gotta no. Okay, all right. So you carry on and continue along the river.
And away we go.
Yeah, and away you go. So you're heading along the river, and midday comes on, and I think you can hear the sound of like insects, like maybe more insects. It gets louder. You can hear like the buzzing sound. And Azaka says, just like calmly to you, Malik, like she gestures to your ear, and she's like, "You hear that?
Yeah.
Careful."
Insect.
Yeah, she says, "Careful where you step. Could be wasp hive somewhere around here." Just like looking, like doesn't want anybody to step in it.
Do you bring any of And I reach in and like take a little bit of my like insect wax on my fingers. And I say, "Do you have any of this? Do you need some?"
She shakes her head. Like, I'm fine. Which is weird because, like, yeah, you haven't noticed her put any on, but she doesn't seem to be bothered. Their insects aren't bugging her, but they're around everywhere.
Yeah, no, maybe it is a little odd, but he just like shrugs. He says, "Okay," and turns to everybody. And he says, "As she says, be careful where you step. Make sure you have your repellent on if you bother to buy any."
And Arcturus like looks down at his feet and like pulls them up a little bit, and he's like, "Wasps? They live in the ground."
She says, sometimes.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Just be careful.
Sure. Yes, of course. Wasps.
Okay. So you
all right.
so you continue on, and let me check something right quick. I need to just see.
I'm just pulling the brim of my hat down over my eyes because it's midday and it's bright and it sucks.
Yes, it definitely.
Does the insect repellent actually mean that we defeat this encounter without having to do anything?
It means that you don't have insects biting you all the time. So that's a good thing that you have happen to you. But the you do come upon the source of the sound. So as you come around the corner, you hear the buzzing get louder, and you come around a bend, and you see there is some kind of mammalian creature's like corpse up on the edge of the river. So it's been like, it's either beached or has washed up here. It's big and it's pale and it's flabby. It's like some kind of river manatee or something, and it's very dead. And there's just like a cloud of bugs around it, and then also covered in bugs, attached to the corpse are a handful, say a half dozen of strange-looking, in sort of bat or insect-like creatures. I'll show you. I'll show you what they look like, but they're not pleasant.
Frickin' Sturges, guys.
Tell you that.
Or something like them.
Yeah.
Gross.
So they're described as a horrible cross between a bat and an oversized mosquito. Their legs end in sharp pinchers, and their long needle-like proboscis slashes the air as it seeks its next meal. So they are like slurping the blood out of this corpse, and they seem to be just finishing the job, which is why all these like bugs have come to like eat away at the desiccated body. And the smell of your hot blood grabs their attention, and they pull themselves free from the body and begin to flap their hideous wings on their way over to you.
What is with us and flying enemies?
I don't know. Yeah, you got bad luck with the flying monstrosities. So I think we can probably do this one without the map, because they're just gonna fly at you and stay there trying to bite you. They don't have any complex stuff going on. So let's say they're at a distance of, let's see how far this encounter starts. Okay, they're 70 feet away from you.
Okay, sweet.
And yeah, and let's have you roll initiative.
Sounds good.
Do we have some tokens you want to roll our initiative on?
Oh yeah, I'll bring you over to the screen
just
we're using for combat.
We can
pop them onto a
we can
map
show
or
them off now, can't we? We didn't have them finished.
Oh
for-
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we have all the new ones. Yeah, check it out. Let me drag y'all over there. We'll just use the landing page. Yeah. Here we go. Cool. All right. Okay, so there's a half dozen of them. They are hungry for your blood, and they come buzzing in to come and get you. So let me pop the initiative order here. You can go ahead and roll, and I will roll for them. Okay, good. All right, and
I did not roll so good.
no.
It's fine.
Okay, there we go. So the first person to act is Ishi Snaggletooth. So Ishi, you react right away. You see the Sturges slide their proboscis-like noses out of the corpse, and then turn their hideous faces to you, and they start to take off. What are you gonna do?
Immediately, I crossbow.
Yeah. Okay.
Very strong.
Okay, sure. There's no. I don't think there's anything in the way between you and them. So you just pick one and take a shot.
Okay, but bright sun, so disadvantage for me. I would imagine.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
12.
A 12 is not enough to hit. No.
With
The crossbow bolt flies through the air and thunk hits the mostly drained corpse of the river manatee, and then the Sturges go. Now I think, let's see how fast these little bastards are. 40. Okay, so they can't get to you in a turn. And I think that they swarm you. So they fly over and they try to attach themselves to you. So each of you will have a Sturge attacking you, and then we'll have a Sturge go after Azaka, and then I'm gonna roll randomly to determine who gets the bonus Sturge.
Oof.
Actually, it'll be Malik because you're. No, do you have armor on Malik? You don't, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Neither do I.
But Little Fox doesn't either. Okay, so it'll be one of the two of you. So if it's a 1, it's Malik, and if it's 2, it's Little Fox. Okay, good. All right. So that's all they do. They fly over and start flapping around you, trying to bite you, but they don't get a chance to attack yet. Malik, what are you gonna do?
I am not into that idea.
You're not about that?
No.
That's
I'm gonna
Sturge life?
Preempt this. So, gang, who has the lowest armor class apart from me?
I don't know.
Mine's 18.
Yeah.
Mine's 14.
There you go.
Okay. But you're super tough, so Azaka's really, really weak actually in terms of armor class, isn't she? All right. So as they're like flying around, like getting ready to bite me, I take a small like vial off my bandolier, draw out some powder, like kind of throw it into the air, and quickly spin my fingers, turn it into 3 of my magic missiles, and pew pew pew.
Nice.
1 my Sturge, 1 at my second Sturge, and 1 at Azaka's Sturge.
Excellent.
And do you want me to roll the damage separately, or just 1 damage for all 3?
Each missile does its own damage. Okay. So give me those in order again. So 1 was at.
The first 2 are at the Sturges on me,
Uh-huh.
and the last one is on Azaka's one.
Okay. All right. So the Sturges that are flying towards you, you hurl these magical like glass missiles at them, and they pop like water balloons full of hot blood. You get showered in it as they come flying towards you, so they burst and like spray you with blood, and then their shriveled bodies flop into the mud. Azaka gets splashed with blood as well, and she grabs the body and throws it on the ground. She looks over at you with a look somewhere between "I hate you for doing that" and "Thanks for your help." Cool. All right, Arcturus, what would you like to do? There's a Sturge like trying to get its thing in your armor and bite you.
I'm gonna whack at it with my warhammer.
Okay.
We'll just see how that goes. No.
Ooh, nope. All right, so
I'm just like, get off! Stop flying things are gross.
it's in your hair.
Ugh.
All right, Little Fox.
The worst.
I don't think this is quite rage worthy, so I'm gonna just smash one of these things with a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Giant stone hammer. Here we go.
Yeah.
I deal 13 damage to it.
It's very dead. Yeah, no problem. What does that look like? Do you like hit it before it gets to you, or do you knock it down? Just describe the way in which you burst this horrible creature.
It's coming straight at her, and she just like very casually like drops her hammer out of whatever like thing she carries it with. There's probably like a tether on it that loops around and goes around the handle, so it's like across her chest. So she pops that open. The hammer just kind of drops into her left hand, and then like she's just standing there casually right until it's like super close, and then just suddenly just like clubs it out of the air, and it just sprays blood fucking everywhere. It's
Nice.
just like a horrible mess because the thing gets ruptured into many pieces by the force of the blow.
Awesome. All right, Ishi, what are you gonna do?
Is there a Sturge within melee
There's a
range of
Sturge like
anyone?
on you. Yep. Yeah.
On me?
You and Arcturus are both being menaced by
Is
Sturges.
anyone else close enough to this Sturge?
No, not
Yeah,
really.
you're
You're all
fine.
far enough apart that it's yeah. This one's yours to deal with.
Well,
Being so cold is hard.
I stab it. 22.
Wow. All right. So even with the disadvantage, yeah, you hit it. Nice. All right. So pretty much these things are bloated and thin skinned. So you just stab it with your rapier.
Stick it with the pointy end.
Yep.
This is literally just I'm fumbling as this thing is getting close to try and draw the rapier, and as I'm drawing it, it just sticks directly into the thing, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Like
Like
it gets stuck in the scabbard, and you're like,
Yeah, exactly.
Excellent. All right. So the only remaining Sturge is going to try and bite Arcturus with its blood sucking face thing. So here we go. Let's see if it works. Arcturus, I need a 18 or better.
Didn't Arcturus get a turn?
Yeah. Arcturus got a turn and missed.
yeah, he missed because he's terrible.
Oh.
This thing also missed. You're able to keep your shield between you and it. Malik, your turn. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to firebolt one of the
The one that's
the
attacking.
rams.
The only one left.
Doo-doo-doo. Shoo!
Nice.
Mortal one.
So is it like this thing is like up on me, and then you just like ball of fire?
Yeah, I see that it's like bloated with blood, and I actually just like, and I just like heat the blood inside it, and it explodes on you.
Cool. You just microwave it to death.
Yeah, because that's.
I'm
how
glad that
normally
I
do
have
my
the shield
things.
in front of my face because it's now covered with grossness.
Yeah, and just like that, you're now all of you covered in a thin layer of sticky mammal blood that is quickly
How
congealing.
close is the river?
It's pretty.
Don't worry about it, because you turn to look at Malik, who had two of them on him, and he like waves a hand across his face, and like all the blood and stuff is gone. I just press to digitate it away. It's like, anybody else got some bits on them?
Yeah.
Where does it go?
Shoo, 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 shoo.
You notice,
I'll clean everyone up. Magic cleaning.
you notice when you clean Ishi that like she looks brighter, as if maybe she wasn't very clean this entire time. Up until then.
Yeah, there's a kobold under all that dirt.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you go to clean Little Fox, and she just like puts up a hand.
Yeah.
Because she's like covered in blood already, and then there's like, more blood. She just like
Fair
doesn't
enough.
care.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it'll dry. That's how you get that armor. Awesome, well done. You just took those guys apart. So let me calculate your XP for this one, and then we can take a break.
Chat pointing out how much XP I'm losing out on. Please don't tell me.
All right, so everybody get another 30 experience.
And
That's 7. This session.
All right, everybody, we're gonna take a short break. When we get back, we will continue our journey along the river. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Going into part 2 of the very third episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation.
You know, we might make level 2 today.
Yeah?
By my math calculations, one part 70 XP. I think
You just got to go back and kill off those flaming fist nerds.
We'll just have solved the problem and then just go back and murder them.
You know what? We're back for the rest of that XP. All right. So I guess my question is, do you want to do anything with this bloated corpse or the sturge bits now? Like you've created some safety. Malik has cleaned everybody up. There are still massive amounts of insects everywhere, right? Because they're all over the.
I think my question is, what is the corpse? You know.
I mean, I don't know. You can make like a nature roll.
I don't have nature.
Yeah.
I can take a look at it.
I can't.
Although,
But I guess I would poke Little Fox and be like,
What exactly were they even eating? What even was that?
Yeah, I'll walk over and take a look.
Okay.
Because I care about the animals.
Okay, sure. So you head over there. Yeah, I think you can make a nature check to tell what it is. I mean, it's some kind of like big. It's maybe like 10 or 12 feet long, vaguely grayish, though it might have been a different color earlier. It has several puncture wounds from the sturges. It doesn't look like the sturges killed the thing, but I don't know. You'd have to make a.
So I'm hearing that it's a walrus, Adam. That's what I'm hearing.
It's not a walrus. It has no tusks. Make a nature check.
I
It's
get
a
a
walrus.
10.
You see a totally cool tuskless walrus. No, it's not a walrus. It's a manatee. It's some kind of sea cow. And it's very dead, and it's hard to tell what killed the thing.
And there's just like the cloud of flies.
And yeah, just a massive cloud of horrible buzzing insects.
And so yeah, Little Fox like walks up to it, doesn't seem bothered or grossed out by any of this, and just like looks at it, like gently shoos some flies away to like check out its face.
Mm-hmm.
And then like walks back and just kind of shrugs.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything.
Well, all right. Should we just
addressing the whole party.
should we just keep going, Dad?
Yeah, it's not likely that there's going to be anything valuable here. And even if we leave this, the only other people who are going to come across it and potentially have problems are our very friendly and kind traveling companions.
Wait,
Which
so
Little
do you-
Fox, from behind you, you hear a sudden like low sound, kind of like, and you turn, and the manatee is like moving slightly and emitting this low horrific
Oh,
groan.
That's bad.
So yeah, she like stops. She's still holding her hammer from when we were fighting sturges, and just like walks back over to the thing.
Yeah, and what
And
its eyes have snapped open, and it's kind of like flopping and like making this hissing sound, and like it's definitely moving, but it's
Yeah,
not any more
so,
alive
like,
than it was.
No hesitation. She just walks over and like just pulps its head with the
Yeah,
hammer.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a moment you swing the hammer down. Everybody hears a crunch, and then the thing just kind of like trembles a bit and then lies still.
is that?
It was the right thing to do.
And
No,
then she
no,
hits
no,
it
no.
again.
I'm not.
There's a beat, and then just another like.
I don't have any issues with the putting to rest of the thing, but is that ordinary things? I thought the death curse made things not come back.
It might not have been dead.
That's entirely true. I didn't check.
I mean, all it had was a bunch of big things on it.
I'm sure it was dead. The Sturge's entire job, they'd finished feeding on blood. You typically need that to be alive. That's very unsettling. We do know that the dead rise.
Is Azaka here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's just looking like concernedly at the thing.
Is that a common occurrence? Things that are dead not being entirely dead. in the jungle.
She squints at you and she says, sometimes in Chult, death is confused.
Well, I think Little Fox entirely unconfused it. Now we should probably go.
Let's just make it a practice of ours, just to make sure. And he goes about and starts. It starts like any of the Sturge corpses that exist enough to need to be incinerated. He just like firebolts them a little bit.
Just a little firebolt.
Yeah, we're just double tapping, making sure.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Azaka nods and says, "Your scholar is right. It's dangerous, but it must be done."
Oh, I mean, I have no problem with that. No problem at all.
So she nods and she says, "Shall we?"
Please.
Okay. All right. So you continue until it gets dark. You make camp. Everybody can eat their rations. You drink the water that Arcturus brought you. All right. So you wanna hunt? You want to go fishing again?
I would ask around, and this time, instead of just like thinking only of myself, I would ask if anyone else would like some fresh fish from the river. And if they do, then I would fish by stabbing and not by just eating.
You basically get a response from Ishi that's already halfway through a ration. So it's one of those things where it's like, would you like some fish?
Now I'm just imagining kobolds are like they're like hamsters and you like jam food in your little lizard cheeks.
Well,
awesome.
You get a little piece of cheese to my mouse friend.
Like, the thing is, it probably wouldn't like expand very much, but her snout's very long, so it's probably like a lot of like just like pulls it as it needs to get like digested towards the back teeth.
Yeah,
it's like a rotating sort of like conveyor belt food.
It's like a cow where they like pull it out of their stomach to chew it again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kobolds. We talked about this. Kobolds can eat anything. So.
Yep. Anything.
So
if you can provide for more than one person.
Yeah, I don't think Arcturus, you don't have the skills to try to provide for more than yourself, right? Like you'd have to get a much higher difficult on the DC, right? The more people you're providing for, the harder your survival test is going to be.
Well, I thought I would ask. Trying to be nice.
Yeah,
if no one takes me up on it, then I would just do the same thing as I did yesterday, just like strip and jump in the river.
Well, I said please if you can.
Oh, well then it like so am I not allowed to try and get food for
you can, but it's all or nothing, right? Like it increases the difficulty, and if you fail, you don't get even enough for yourself.
Mm-hmm. How would I go about like what would be the skill that I would be testing to fish with the trident versus?
It's the same. It's the same test.
I would still be survival.
Yeah, you just don't have to flop around in the water.
Oh, but I like flopping around in the water. My survival's really bad.
Right.
So I offer, and then I probably just like, sorry.
Okay.
If I can even get enough for myself.
So you can make the survival test to try.
Okay.
And this is just for you?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
I should have asked for whatever. It's
so
fine.
we see you standing on the bank of the river, you know, snapping fish out of the water with your trident.
Mm-hmm. I do have guidance. What is I'm not a good cleric.
When you make a skill check, you can pray to Ishtishia for guidance, and if you do, then you get a D4
to pray to the god of the sea to help you out fishing.
Yeah, I just
to give up its bounty.
I'm still bad at cleric. I'm bad at cleric.
That's okay. You feed yourself. Everybody else mark off rations, and you rest. Everybody take a long rest and recover your spells. In the morning, Arcturus, you cast Conjure Water. And what's your survival bonus?
Mine?
No, little fox, because I gotta roll these.
It's +5.
Okay, cool. All Okay, and you're just traveling at a normal pace, so you are.
Yep.
You are off on your way. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, so let me just see about encounters for today.
What delightful new adventures will we face?
More
Square
Sturges.
in hex number 3. Hex number 3, everyone.
Okay.
The third of hexes.
Today's the third of hexes.
Today is the third of Hexes.
The very third of hexes.
The very third.
Okay. So you oh, it's I was like, where are those green squares keep coming from? But one of you is tracking your path through the jungle, right? Is that what that's about?
I didn't see a square.
I don't
I can't see it. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. So oh, I see what it is. Okay, cool. All right. So you're making your way through the jungle, and you head south along the river, but then you have to move away from the river to kind of get around some foliage, and so you're now like out in the jungle, basically.
I don't like it.
I know you're away from water, and it's a hassle, but that's how
And
it
I
goes.
think to either Littlefoot or Azaka, I'm like, why must we move away from the river?
Yeah, and so she says to you, she says, if we were traveling on the river, this would not be a problem. Sometimes the path alongside the river is difficult, is all.
It's fine. We can make our way back. We just have to go around a little way.
Oh, did I say Littlefoot? I meant Little Fox. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, you're trekking through like actual jungle now, kind of making your way up cliffs of mud and kind of like climbing and hacking your way through the foliage. And the morning goes by more or less uneventfully, and the day as it goes on, it gets hotter and hotter as you get sort of deeper into the jungle. You have coverage now from the sun, right? Because there's jungle foliage above you. So Ishi, it's
Sweet relief.
sweet darkness, and so the pummeling of the noonday sun is not as bad as it was yesterday. However,
I honestly don't know how you sentients, all of you here, everybody who's not an underground liver even does this. The thing is so bright.
You would love to visit the plane of water. I mean, assuming there was a spell that could keep you
I was
breathing.
going to say I can't breathe under the water, so maybe not.
Magic. It's fine.
Sorry to interrupt you, Adam.
no, it's fine. Go ahead. Okay, and so as you continue through the jungle, I think at some point during the middle of the day, as you get hot, Azaka has headed off a little ways ahead of you to pull you along and to scout out the trail. Yeah, and I think Little Fox or Arcturus, actually both of you at the same time, I think you notice Malik, as you're climbing over a fallen, like rotting log, you go to drop down on the other side, but just before you drop off the log, Arcturus and Little Fox, you notice Malik is about to step down into a scorpion nest. You can see there's a big like scorpion under the log, and he's like about to jump down onto it.
Malik.
And just a very large hand just like grabs whatever part of the pack that Malik has on his back is closest. I just grab onto it and like yank him back.
Okay, let's have you make a dexterity save. Let's call it a DC 11 dex save. Little Fox, see if you're fast enough to grab him.
Well, good luck to Dave.
Oh shit! Okay.
Saphia, thank you.
So Little Fox, you grab him, and an enormous pale scorpion skitters out from under the log and menaces you with its pointy tail.
Well, it's cool. I got this. So yeah, she like pulls you back and then just starts like talking to the scorpion.
Can you
Like,
talk? You can talk to insects.
Because I can talk to animals. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Does it specify like mammals versus insects
just
versus
animals
just
and
animals?
plants. I can talk to
Yeah,
the trees.
you can talk to
Then it would
plants.
make sense,
So
yeah.
And so they can understand me. I can't necessarily understand them.
Mhm.
But yeah, she just in Sylvan is like, well, now, our apologies. Go back to sleep and like all
And
is
they
well.
and they can't
It's like,
you can't understand them, but you can speak to them.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. They can understand my words.
So the scorpion like clicks its little claws and does that little like I'm gonna get you.
Yeah, and yeah, she's just like being very like deferential and apologetic.
Raises
we
its
didn't mean to
little
disturb your
tail,
home.
and quivers it
Oh
at you.
my, what a powerful tail! Like, yes, I'm sure you're very strong. And
Can you make a persuasion check to try to talk down the angry scorpion?
well, can it be animal handling?
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, because if it's persuasion, I'm
No.
blitz
It's
at it.
yeah. I forgot. Animal handling is way more appropriate here. You are handling the shit out of this animal.
I got a 15.
Okay. So it's kind of like its little mandibles kind of quiver at you, and it hisses a little bit and like backs away into its lair. It doesn't turn its back, and it just turns and like kind of like.
Yeah, it's just
back
like I got my eyes on you.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get you.
Like,
Stay away
backs
from my lair. Yeah, and like
Yeah, she's just like doing a lot of like these kinds of hand motions and talking very softly to it, and it's like barely audible. It's like this very very low, very gentle voice, and just like then with one hand is just like ushering Malik past, just like go this way, just get out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
Like as he's going past, he's like, wow, that's kind of amazing. Thank you.
And Arcturus is just like, yeah, that makes sense because he can do the same thing with creatures that breathe water. So he's just like, yeah, it's fine.
yeah, as you do. You're
Thank
just
you.
like, "Hey, this is
Yeah, thank you for talking to that scorpion for us.
yeah.
I do the same just to people.
As Ishi walks by, it's just the hand over the mouth
Don't say.
and just like tugs her along by her snout.
Why are we doing this?
So little fox, you can have 25 experience for avoiding anybody getting scorpioned. Nice work.
Woo.
Good jump in to
Nice job.
save there. And I think that's the only thing that happens that day. Now you don't return to the river. You're still like out in the jungle by night. And the night falls and you make camp. So same thing as usual. If you have things that you want to roll, go ahead and roll.
We're not by the river.
You haven't
Yeah,
returned to the
along-
river, no.
A long rest gives us our full HP back, right?
Yes.
Is that how that works? Yeah.
Yep. Full HP, and
I just
it,
wanted to make sure.
it would give you half your hit dice, but
Half of one is one.
No one's
half of
spent
one's one, yeah.
yet. Awesome.
I complain loudly about not being next to the river and eat a ration, which is probably like dried fish.
So Azaka, while you're
smoked fish.
whining, Azaka looks at you and she says, "If you have a problem with it, you should have been exploring the bottom of the ocean, not the jungle." She like scowls and like turns away.
I did explore the bottom of the ocean. Many?
I wrote my thesis on it.
Excellent.
We cannot all stay in the places where we are from.
Haven't you ever heard of the Arcturus Trench?
So,
You make a very good point.
how do you record things? Because you couldn't write with a pen and ink underwater.
It's true.
No, that's probably an above water thing. I would assume that when Arcturus is like underwater, that there's some magic involved.
Stone tablets, yo.
No, that's a long time. That takes a long time.
See, pencils still work underwater.
So wait,
Yeah, I
but
feel-
Yeah, there's.
It's true. That's the Russian space program solution to the problem.
Yeah, you just use pencils.
But I imagine probably Tritons record their history on stone tablets. That's probably a thing.
That would make sense to me.
so wait,
Both of you, I say, pointing at our two academic companions.
you got here with somebody else when you arrived. I wasn't paying a lot of attention back then because I was under a lot of pressure, as you can understand, from our friend Wakanga.
I
But-
believe it was a teleportation spell.
See, that's what I was going to ask. Did you get here by magic? Because let me tell you, the boat ride is really long.
No, I would never. No. Mm-mm. And like Arcturus does this thing where you can see that his normally green skin goes a little like greener, and he swallows a bit, and he's like, no, no.
Oh, yeah, ships. Yeah.
Boats.
Yes, they didn't know I was on the boat either. So.
Listen, if Tritons were meant to sail on top of the ocean, then the gods would have given them boats. There's a reason they live underwater.
It was a whole thing.
And I'm like, while I'm saying this, I'm like laying out my bedroll and getting the little kobold nest set up as per the way it always is.
I need to remember to use guidance for like everything.
Yes, it's very
Remind
useful.
me to use guidance for like everything.
Okay.
Don't forget to use guidance.
You should use guidance for your
It's for
survival.
ability checks, right?
Yeah.
So that's like all the shit we've been doing.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll try and remember. Okay. I'm basically just gonna start like splashing water at all of you.
Guidance water. Okay. Well, here's your opportunity. The next day, you have the opportunity to cast guidance on Little Fox before the survival roll is made.
I do it.
What does your guidance look like? What is the guiding blessing of the great waters of Istitia?
So it's I feel like a guidance being a cantrip and also being in its way like pretty commonly used is not a big deal. Like Spare the Dying was all like touch your forehead and then there's glowing light. I feel like guidance is, I mean, I didn't mean to be blasé about it, but it is kind of just like, there you go. I mean, the spell means I have to touch you, but I think for the most part it's just like water.
Yeah, just dip your thumb in the water, make the sign of Istitia on their forehead, and away you go.
So that's how you wake Little Fox up, is by
Probably
splashing
it's
water.
just like, hey, wake up, good morning, we're gonna go. And then like
dump
also,
a bucket of water on.
and then also there's the spell to create all of the water for the day. So it's just like, I feel like Arcturus probably likes to make more of a show of it than is strictly necessary.
Yeah.
Because especially if Azaka is paying attention.
Watch as I conjure water from nothing.
all of your water flasks are suddenly filled.
You know what else can conjure water from nothing? A cloud, Arcturus. A cloud.
I'm impressive. All right.
Yeah, she doesn't seem quite so impressed.
Of course she doesn't. She hates me. She loves Malik.
So you conjure water, you cast the blessing. So why don't somebody roll that d4 and I'll add it to the.
I mean, isn't it the target rolls? So
Yeah, I'll roll the d4.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so I'll add a 1 to the results.
Guidance is useless.
Excuse me, you just don't believe hard enough.
Okay.
I mean, point of order, Little Fox definitely doesn't believe in any of that nonsense.
I guess it's like, I don't know how faith and that kind of magic works, but it's probably like Arcturus probably does like, okay, well, obviously Istitia, ebb and flow, gives and takes a little bit, sometimes more, sometimes less. It's how the god works. Yeah.
All right. So you head out in the morning, continuing through the jungle. Azaka stopping occasionally to try to get her bearings. Little Fox, you working alongside her to figure out where you're headed. And the plan is today to end up back at the river and continue south. You should be able to skirt that area of danger and continue south along the river. So let's see whether that is a thing that happens. I mean, I'm sure eventually it'll occur. Wow, nothing happens today. You spend the entire day traveling, and there's no danger. There's no horrible bullshit that occurs. Everything is just like fine. It's just like a fine trip. However, you don't end up by the river. By the time night falls, you're in an area that's like a like a clearing, a little bit of a clearing where you've come out of the jungle. There's still a lot of jungle around you, but there's a bit of an open area for you to rest. And it looks like somebody has made camp here before, right? You can see some like stones piled up around some burnt logs. And Azaka, furrows her brow, walks over, and she says, yes, we should just stop here for today. And she sits down.
And Arcturus has gotten progressively more like quiet and grumbling and primordial the longer we stay away from the river.
And
we're not always going to be traveling by the river, right?
Yeah, Azaka hears you, and she turns and she like growls at you. She's like quiet, and like she's particularly testy.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, she's like, I'm fine.
Are you sure?
And she nods.
Because if it's not, that's fine. But we should all,
And then Arcturus interrupts you, and it's just like,
I was just asking if she was okay.
She looks like she might eat you.
That would be a feat.
Okay, so
Azaka looks at you and says, I don't eat garbage. Like scowls, folds her arms.
Oh, right. I remember you're horrible.
I've just now remembered. You're terrible.
Never mind. I don't care how you are.
I am very suspicious of this whole sudden change in her.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not feeling it. So I want to sneak off and scout ahead and see why we've stopped.
Okay. I mean, it's nighttime. It may be dangerous.
Oh, so we've traveled the whole day. We just haven't gotten.
Yeah, we just haven't run into
I
anything.
thought we were stopping early.
Yeah, no. She isn't. It's just like getting dark, and she's just like, I'm tired, and like maybe it's like an hour before you would normally have. Like it's just starting to get dark, and she's just like, well, we're here. There's a camp, so forget it. Let's just rest.
Well, what I would like to do is a little bit of checking out of stuff.
Okay.
Just because this is all very suspicious. I don't need to go into the next hex or anything.
Yeah, I mean, given that it's like 10 miles, yeah, that's fine.
No,
well, okay. What is your intent?
So what I'm curious about is like, there's this campsite here that seems weird.
Mm-hmm.
Because we haven't stumbled on any of these yet before. And that maybe it's indicative of something that she's not telling us about or whatever. So I just want to do a little check around, because also I'm getting a little bit of my like hair on the back of my neck going up about ambushes and traps and whatnot.
Okay.
So
why don't you roll a survival check, or actually roll an investigation check?
Sure. I get an 11.
Okay. All right. So I think you take a look around the area, and yeah, without going too far away from the camp where everyone else is setting up, I don't think that you don't find anything like unusual necessarily, in the sense that like nothing kind of like tweaks that like what's wrong sense, right? There's no like graves or anything. But you do notice just a little ways away from the camp in the bushes, someone has disturbed the foliage there. You can see where a tree branch has been like bent to like hide something.
So very carefully, I will inspect this and like check it out. And I like coo to the tree. I'm just like, they're there now. It's okay. And I'm going to like carefully detach this branch and like not let it like snap back, but just like slowly let it bend back to its original position.
Yeah. So you kind of like, it looks like someone had grabbed it and bent it and then like tucked it under another, like kind of tied it against another rock. Like they were doing this like fairly quickly, or they weren't very good at what they were doing. But you move it, and it looks like there's a pile of dirt that's been like something was buried here. There's a pile of dirt that's been moved.
And so just by hand, she'll just like scoop dirt out of this hole and like fish around in there and see what's up.
Okay. All right. So you pull out a It's like a box, like a wooden box. It's got dirt all over it. It looks like it's been here a while. Some like worms fall off of the dirt. And yeah, you just find this like wooden box. It's got a little metal clasp on it, holding it shut.
And yeah, she just like the next, like there's a cut, and then she's at the camp, just like drops this box down in front of everyone wordlessly, and then like sits in front of it and stares at it.
Where did you find that? Who'd you take it from? Remember that we're taking things is fine, but only if nobody sees you.
And so she just like gestures kind of vaguely into the woods, just thumb over the shoulder, and then keeps contemplating this and like rubbing her hands along it and like clearing away the dirt.
Have you opened it?
And she like flips it around and points at the lock and kind of scowls.
Oh,
Malik, what are you doing while this is happening?
Yeah, I'm probably looking at it to check if I can. Hold on, let me check the exact wording of this. No, it doesn't like to determine the historical nature of objects. It's just dungeons and ruins. But I would take a look, see if there's any like racial markings or anything. If I can tell this is like native Cholton woodworking or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. No. It. You can make a history check.
Sure thing.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, it's about the same size and shape as the case that you carry your map making tools in. You don't recognize it. Doesn't have like a mark burned into it or anything, but it, yeah.
Yeah, he like takes that out and like kind of puts it side by side, and he says, "Similar. Perhaps somebody else was doing some exploring around here, but we needed to ditch some gear."
Little Fox, were there, I mean, not to be blunt, but were there any remains where you found this?
Yeah, and she just kind of shakes her head.
If it is indeed the similar tools to those you have to make maps, Malik, why would someone all of a sudden stop making map halfway through the jungle?
Because it's heavy. Because it's heavy, and when you want to run away from stuff, you want to run away from stuff really fast, and so you ditch all the heavy stuff. Trust me, I know. I could try and open it, maybe.
Hold on, why don't I do that? We can stay a little distance away. Is it actually locked, or is it?
Yes. Yeah, there's a lock built into it.
Right. If you can pick locks, that would be particularly helpful.
I don't think I have the tools to do that, but I do have the skill. Maybe I can figure something out. I don't know. GM.
So lockpicks, it's a skill, right? Like you have proficiency with lockpicks.
Yeah.
It's a toolkit.
So that would be a toolkit skill. Yeah.
I don't have the toolkit. Yeah.
Yeah. So it would just be like a disadvantage dexterity check if you could like scout, if you wanted to like use a knife or whatever.
What about sleight of hand?
Anybody could do it. No. Sleight of hand is like hiding stuff and.
All right. Well, I'll take a disadvantage dexterity check. Sure.
Is it an ability check?
It would be a skill check, but you don't have the skill. Are you asking if you can cast guidance? Let me take a look at what guidance says.
I can just
one ability check. Yes, you can guidance this roll.
Sweet.
I do so.
The sweet finesse of the sea.
The sweet finesse
Whoa!
of Ishii.
Ishii, gosh.
More like
Baller.
That was
roll that
definitely
D4.
plus four.
27.
Boom.
All right, Ishii. So, I mean, you don't have lockpicks. How do you get this locked box
Ishii
open?
looks at the box. He goes like, like breaks a little bit of one of her nails or something, like a little bit, and then just goes like,
stick a claw in there.
Click.
Nice.
Ha.
Yeah. I was gonna say it was either that or you like Fonzie it and you just hit it and it pops. But yeah, so you get in there and like wedge your little nails in and click, and it pops open. So inside, it looks like some water or something has gotten into it, like some groundwater has like seeped in. There is a folded piece of paper, and it's like kind of soggy and like basically wrecked on top. And then there's some stuff underneath it, but yeah, you can just see this like water damaged piece of paper.
Sorry, do you mind? I'm particularly curious.
Sure.
Thank you very much, by the way.
I take a step back.
The box is full of scorpions. No, it's not.
Yeah, like if the box looks like the one that I've got my cartography tools in, it's probably from the same area. So yes, absolutely, this is my jam. I will have a read of the paper.
Okay. Make a dexterity save. Now you've handled this stuff before. I'm going to give you advantage. That's a DC 13.
Okay.
Is the save a skill check? Is that
No.
Okay.
No, this is to avoid a bad thing from happening. Okay. All right. So you try, but it's waterlogged and it's old, and part of it just kind of like molders away as you're like unfolding it. And so all you get is, it is a map. It's not a very good map. It's not showing anything that you don't already have on your map, except that if you compare it to your map, there is a marking, which I will reveal to you. Down here somewhere. Right there. Yeah, and someone has just drawn an X in the jungle somewhere in there. And it looks like maybe there was more information on the map, but that part has moldered away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Underneath it, there's some slightly rusty cartography like tools, like a compass and a protractor and
Yeah, looks like somebody from here, from near where I am, has been here before. Was looking for something. We could check it out at some point. I'll add it to our map.
Yeah, just
tools on.
make the updates or whatever it is that you do with paper and marking.
Yeah, I mean, I also have. I've been holding on to it. I don't exactly know where this is going to be. There are some ruins on this island somewhere that I have a map for. I guess I should mention that now. Don't know exactly what it's going to pertain to, but there is a dungeon I have a map for.
Just is that part of your
Yeah, it's my background.
You just have a map for a dungeon where we are?
Well, it's not.
No, it
it's not a
doesn't
map of
necessarily.
the dungeon. It's. Is it your historical knowledge?
No, it was part of the archaeologist thing. Hold on. Character backgrounds.
A wooden case containing a map to a ruin or dungeon.
A map to it. Yes.
Oh, it's a map to it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not a map of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess at some point we can work out what I know.
Yeah, I'll make a note. And I'll add it to your map at the beginning of the next session. I think I have an idea of which one I want, but I want to consult the adventure. Map
Sounds good.
to a dungeon, because there's a few things it could be. Okay. So for now, it's Schrodinger's map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's about all you can learn from this particular set of some cartographer left this behind, this unfinished, or maybe it was more finished but now it's broken map.
Yeah. Good work, both of you.
I feel like while you were explaining all of this and noting things down, Ishi's just been relentlessly questioning Little Fox about where it was and like why didn't she bring Ishi there, and like how could she walk off alone when we're in the deep jungle and all that kind of stuff.
And we're like, we're supposed to be a team.
being all like really concerned about Little Fox or whatever.
And Little Fox is just like, like waving you off when you express concern, just like,
All right. So everybody rests.
Mm-hmm.
Mark off rations as you use them. You drink the rest of the water for the evening, and you sleep. So the next day, I presume guidance. Okay,
Yeah.
roll that d4, Little Fox. Okay, so +2.
Twice as good as yesterday.
Let's see here. Okay, and you have advantage. So let's take a look. at how that goes. All right. So you continue into the jungle, looking for your way out.
I mean, we're not looking for a way out of the jungle.
Well, your way out of the deep, like out of the jungle and back to the river. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I still know where you're going. Okay. And the intent is to continue down that way. All right. So before you set out, Azaka says to you, you're doing your like morning looking at the map, and she looks at the map with you, Little Fox, and she says, she points at the patch of jungle to the west of the river, and she says, we need to be careful. The dead, and like points. So she's warning you.
Is that why there's a skull and crossbones on the map?
Yeah, like this whole area you're getting close to an area where you know that the dead are. So she's warning you, be careful. And then you set off. So let's see how today looks.
Onwards into the bright sunlight.
And
Yeah.
we're still not by a river.
Not at the beginning of the day. Nope.
But through the course of the day, we're meant to come down to the river.
That is the hope. Yes.
Yeah, we were meant to also yesterday.
Now remember, each hex is 10 miles. So, you know, you're wandering through jungle, trying to like find your way along. And so you continue. And today, nothing stands in your way. It's just a solid full, 12 hours of trudging through the jungle.
Ugh.
And as night falls, Izaka turns, and you all it's like twilight is falling, and she turns to you, Arcturus, and gives you a look like, "Are you gonna complain? Go ahead."
Why are we not next to the river? Were we not supposed to be traveling by the river? Where is the river? We have missed the river for 3 days now. Are you taking us where you said you would take us? We're trying to do something for you.
So she looks at you, little fox, like, "I'm not doing this alone. Like, you're with me finding the path. Like, tell your idiot friend that I'm not misleading you."
Yeah, and Little Fox like looks back, kind of annoyed, and then just like shrugs. Like she just puts her hands up and does like a, you know, what do you want from me kind of look. And then
I love
starts
Arcturus.
again.
Yeah, I'm sure they're both doing their best. It's difficult. I'm sure you noticed there aren't particularly many landmarks once we do miss the river.
You know what was a good landmark? The river was great. And Arcturus is just super grumpy because they've been away from the water.
Arcturus, just calm down. Have yourself some pocket soup. It'll be
Yeah, and there's probably like a little mumbling in primordial, and then like Arcturus like hasn't been able to sweat and hasn't been able to go in the water and cool off, and it's been wearing this like armor, and it's just really uncomfortable. And so he probably like takes off his armor maybe before we go down to bed, and it's just like pours a little bit of water on like a cloth, and it's like
Yeah. So it's a sour night for everybody. You know, as Azaka sort of storms off and like rests on her own, kind of away from everyone else. And with the sun going down, the jungle comes alive with the sounds of the night, and it's quiet but tense, I think, and everybody rests. It's an uninterrupted sleep, and you wake up the next morning ready to head out.
cool.
So take a ration off and go ahead and cast that guidance spell, Little Fox, for the next morning. Do you want to roll your d4?
Yeah.
And when Arcturus casts it, it's almost like it intentionally like gets a little bit in your eye, but it's just water.
Yeah. Just get on with it.
Just do the thing.
All right. So you and Azaka pull out the map, and you're like, all right, let's get squared away here. We gotta get back to the river so that Arcturus stops whining and we can avoid getting killed by the dead. And let's go.
Arcturus stops
I think So here, if I may interject.
Yeah.
Little Fox wants to cross the river sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
Because Firefinger's on the other side, right?
It is. Yeah.
So her notion is to go directly south.
Okay.
Across this bend, where hopefully the river will have slowed
and
be a bit more manageable.
Okay.
And then we can run along the south side of the river.
So within the first few hours of your and you finally got yourself out of a pretty you've had bad luck the last couple of days. I will show you where you actually are. You figure it out, and then you can decide what to do from there.
Oh joy!
You're actually over there.
Yo, that's not good.
So the two of you, yeah, you had 2 days, and I rolled randomly to see which direction, and so you've just been going like this way instead for 2 days. So you figure out that's actually where you're at.
I mean, I see this very alluring skull and crossbones directly south of us.
Yeah, so that's Azaka. So Azaka is like, she shakes her head, and she's obviously frustrated, and she's being kind of taciturn about it. And like letting you decide and like talk about what you want to do.
And so once we figure out that we're like way off track, Little Fox just like pushes her over to like a place where the two of us can talk without anyone listening.
Yeah.
And she just says, we have made a mistake. What matters is fixing it.
She nods.
Which way then?
And she looks at the sun, I guess, and like looks around and she points, and you would have like agreed, right? But she says the most direct route, and she points like that way, right?
Yeah, like we just go this way.
Yeah, or just like straight through. But she says most direct, but dangerous. She says, the dead, and gestures like south.
Yeah. Little Fox just like pokes her stomach
and
just says, hunger gets you just as quick.
Yeah, she shrugs and she says, I can hunt in the jungle, find food for myself. And she looks over at Arcturus and Malik and Ishi, and she says, and I'm not worried about you, but
yeah, and Little Fox is just like shaking her head. Danger we can face. Hunger will always find us. Speed.
So she says, what do we tell them?
And then like she's done talking and she just shrugs and walks back.
Okay.
And just like points in a direction.
Okay.
And yeah, has decided to tell them nothing.
Yeah, sure. I think she
why
goes
scare
along.
Ishi? Why worry Ishi?
So
get into the danger, we'll get out of the danger.
So what hex do you want to go to from here then? Do you want to go here?
Yo, like
straight south?
We going straight south.
Okay.
Like, this is the line we are taking. We're gonna go through the shit.
Okay. All right, cool.
We're adventurers, guys. It's gonna be good.
No, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Also, I would rather die to Skelly Man than starve to death. That is
Yeah.
that is my current estimation of our situation.
Okay.
I'm not going to starve. I have a month's worth of rations.
So you can go in circles for
Don't
30
like
days.
not
I'm not
being
gonna start
around the
either.
river.
Okay, so instead you're gonna go south.
We're like going as far from the river as we possibly can the whole way, and that's just how it's gonna be.
How dare you?
I'm sorry, but
All right.
Fox.
How did you unknowingly fuck up like this?
I rolled dice and they weren't good.
You didn't
How
even
this
roll the
happened?
dice. Adam rolled the dice.
Yeah, see, that's why I went wrong.
That's why. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So let's take a break. And when we get back, I will let you know what happens when you head off into the jungle. Stick around. We got more Tomb of Annihilation coming at you right after this. hello everybody. Welcome back. Going into the conclusion of today's episode of Roll20 Presents Tomb of Annihilation. So you got a little bit turned around. And that's okay, because you can get back on course. So now the group of you is headed through the jungle, through the deep, thick jungle, potentially through some very dangerous territory. There is some risk here that you are going to run into some nasty monsters.
But to be clear, we don't know that anything is different.
That is correct.
It might become apparent when we're like walking through some temple full of walking corpses, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know what's in the jungle. It's
when we come
fine.
to it.
Yeah. So I think that as you move through the jungle, as you continue this way, just as morning starts to become afternoon, I think I need everybody to make perception checks. Is actually what I really need right now.
Okay.
Just to set this one up.
Can I like add everybody?
No, you can't individually
'Cause I
stop and
don't-
bless
'cause I
everybody.
don't
Yeah, it's a
know.
reactionary one. Yeah. Okay. Let me make one for Azaka, who hopefully isn't so bad at this. And then we'll see. Azaka, what do you got? Okay. All right. Let me roll the difficulty for this, and you can all compare. And if you beat what I'm about to roll, you aren't surprised. And if you don't beat it, then you are.
Right, come on, less than a 3.
Okay, here we go.
We really need less than a 14.
I mean, 14's not bad.
Ooh,
No.
big surprise round for everybody. All right. So, you walk out into this area of jungle, and you hear a series of aggressive croaking sounds. You're just like,
Oh, no.
and then you hear a loud like bullfrog, like, and then a battle cry as a group of small, bright green toad-like creatures rushes to attack you.
Oh, they're so
Oh,
cute.
shit.
Are they decked out for battle? Are they?
Oh yes, they are.
That's
They are.
awesome.
You have walked into a grung ambush.
Grung ambush. That's awesome.
So these
So are these creatures also amphibious?
these grungs, they are indeed amphibious.
Can I talk to them then? I can totally talk to
I
them.
mean, yeah. But first, they're gonna try and grung you. So let's pop that initiative order up.
God, we're about to get grunged on.
Oh
Get-
shit, we're
get
about
grunged,
to get
son.
grunged. We're about to get grunged.
Get grunged. All right, and I gotta pull up the boss grung. Let's see here, grung.
Grung is the best name for a little
It's a high
frog
quality
race.
word.
I mean, I'm probably not going to talk to them, but if I
It's-
if I wanted
there's-
to, I could.
Grung.
They're so grung ho.
When you're done this battle, you're gonna feel grung out. Okay, so
Grung
let's
us
see.
I mean,
out
are
to
they
grung.
wearing flannel and like ripped jeans and they all play in a grung band?
Totally. Oh my
So
god.
they have they had the highest turn anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So do they do surprise round and then they just hit again?
Yeah, it's highly possible. Give me a second. I gotta roll for the regular grungs. So since nobody beat them, the initiative order kind of doesn't matter. Like they'll get a full turn to spring their ambush, and then they'll do the normal turn order.
Yeah, so they have twice in a row, basically.
They know grung food.
I mean, the only person who does twice in a row is that fancy elite.
No,
warrior.
the elite warrior will go twice, but they'll all get one full turn. So
Well, yeah, but they
yeah,
don't
so
let
there's
everyone
the
suffer
like
twice.
angry like brrr noise, and then they spring their ambush.
Bleh.
So the boss grung, he is going to, let's see, they've got a move of 25.
Boss grung looks like he ate way too much chocolate.
That kind of does. Yeah, it's true. Look at his little face.
Oh.
All right, so he is.
They're frogs, but they have teeth.
Yeah.
It's very weird to see a frog with teeth.
Okay. All right. So he's gonna shoot his bow. He's his bow. He's gonna shoot it at Azaka.
Why is she just out in the middle of everything all the time?
Well, she was leading you.
I know.
It's fine. She'll be okay. I
She's
believe
going
in
to
her.
die.
All right, so pew.
She's not a very good guide, anyways.
Oh, it hits her. Okay. So she first thing that happens, there's the croak, and then boom, and Azaka takes the shot, and snarls. Like, it seems like the shot makes her real angry. She gets hit and grabs it and takes her hand away, and you can see there's a poison on her hand. Yeah, so that's a thing.
This is a really bad time. I think we should run away. That
Okay.
is a one shot for I think any of us,
Yeah.
except for the barbarians.
So she gets mildly poisoned, and grabs her arm in pain. Okay, and then he is going to. I think he'll stay back where he is with his bow for now. All right, so Malik, Arcturus, Azaka, Ishi, and Little Fox are all surprised, and then the Grung battle charge. So they rush forward to attack. And then they come flying towards you. So they have a long jump of 25 feet, which is the same as their
God.
move. So they all just like
Jump on you.
jump towards you.
I love these guys.
How am I meant to take any of this seriously, Adam? Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I think those two are the only ones that are in melee range. So we'll start with them, and then I'll just move the rest in two big hops. So Azaka gets attacked by a Grung dagger, a Grung knife.
So, do they sit us down on a couch and talk to us about some Grungian archetypes?
Yeah. Okay. So she gets another stab. And she like hisses in pain.
Wait, 11 hits her?
An 11. No, but they have advantage because you didn't spot them, so they're leaping out.
Right,
Only on their first attacks though. And then Little Fox on you. Grab it. A hit for 9 damage.
Womp womp.
And then the other ones I think are too far distant, so they have to make 2 jumps.
These are some really, really deadly attacks.
Yeah, this is super gnarly.
Yeah, I'm down for the running away strat.
25, 25, 20. Hold on, this goes in the middle there. 25 and 50, and then this guy. Boing.
They're probably not super durable though.
No, they don't appear to be well armored. They are not wearing any armor at all, in fact. Cool. Okay. So that's the Grungs. The elite warrior Grung is going to fire his bow one last time at Azaka.
I have a health potion too.
Boing. Whoa.
Oh, Jesus. She's.
Rip.
What?
So she's okay. She takes it flies at her, hits her. And she grabs the wound, yanks the arrow out, and throws it on the ground. But
what
you can
do
see
you
her.
mean she's okay?
You can see her like reel a little bit. And
She must be like level 4 or 5 or something.
she's pretty tough. Okay, Malik, it is your turn.
So he shouts, "We need to get out of here."
I mean, Azaka would at this point be taking 3 attacks of opportunity, and each of us would be taking 1,
We
except
all
for
have to
you.
engage in
Fine, I'm gonna do a thing.
It's fine. I believe you.
Or I'll try and help anyway. So
Help me with mine, and then I can.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your bell grung. All right, Malik, what are you doing?
I am marking where I am going to cast sleep.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It affects lowest hit points first, so I really hope it is not.
Azaka.
Well, you've also taken damage, but I think it's
Okay. Let me. I'll put a marker on it for you.
in order of their current hit points.
Okay, give me 1
How
second.
much you t-
I have a ball of light.
how much
that
have you?
I use for this purpose. Okay, you can see that ball of light, right?
Yes.
What is the aura of the spell?
20.
20 feet. Okay.
20 what? Diameter? 20
I'll
radius?
make it a square so it's
20
easier to tell.
points.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like-
so you tell me where you'd like that to be.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right there.
Can you? Just because isn't it gonna get Little Fox like asleep? Can you back it up so?
Yeah, you can make it so it.
Yeah,
Like you're gonna
'cause
hit
the only
all the
person
same
you're hitting
targets.
is Little
and-
Fox.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense because I gave up on hitting the top one. Yeah, let's pop it down. 2 down from where it is.
Down there.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, that's
Can you
Okay.
cast it that far, range wise?
yes.
Yeah, it's pretty far for its range. Okay.
Okay.
So, Mr. Sandman, can you fire it off in the? Can you put the stuff in the chat so we can see? The
Right.
spell
Yeah,
effects?
of course. I don't have to roll it manually, do I? I can just cast the spell.
Mhm.
That's the first level,
Okay, so it affects 25 hit points.
and the actual spell. I think that's just going to output the spell card. Give me 1 second.
Mhm.
Output spell card. Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, you got it there. Perfect. Okay, so each creature, so it does affect Azaka, but it starts with the person with the highest amount of hit points.
No, it's ascending.
Oh, that's right, ascending. Yeah, it's my initiative
Hopefully
problem.
they have
I
less.
see that grin, Andrew.
Take a drink.
Starting with the creature that has the lowest current hit points.
Okay, all right. So for people who don't understand that, I have a hard time remembering which one is ascending and which one is descending for initiative order. So the reason I got that mixed up because I don't know what words mean. Okay, let's find a little sleepy icon. And does it matter if they share total? Let's see. I guess I get to pick, or should it be? Is it out from? Because they'll have the same amount of hit points. There'll never be enough hit points in this spell as it stands with all these targets.
No, I would do it. It's totally up to you. It doesn't specify, but I typically do it outwards from the point of origin.
Yeah, so the ones that are closest to it.
Yeah.
15 feet. So, okay, which of the 15 feet ones do you want to affect? Because you're going to get 2 with 25.
Okay. So of the 15 ones, I'll have the one that is to the west of Azaka.
Okay. All right. So 2 of the little grungs, they and they jump forward and they attack and they're like waving their little grung daggers around. And then 2 of them nearest Azaka just kind of go and fall over in the mud.
Be done.
Asleep.
Be done growing asleep.
That's right.
Yeah, and I say, okay, everyone, we need to fall back. And I make a 30-foot run.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna try to get away.
I mean,
30-foot run from a creature that can go, what, 50 feet in a move?
We can run 60.
I guess so.
Once we
just
spend our whole
cast a
turn
spell.
running, we're good.
Well, you can run 60 assuming flat open terrain, which you don't have. Running through the jungle is going to be different, but we can talk about the chase mechanics in a second.
The song about running through the jungle was a good one.
So, how many more did you move, Dave? You hit the edge of the map, but how much more movement did you have?
I had another 20 feet because I've moved 10.
Okay, all right. So I'll just put plus 20. The red thing
The
is
red circle.
Yeah, that's our little scratch pad. Okay, Arcturus, what are you going to do? There's a grung menacing you with his grung knife.
I guess what was that noise?
It's the grung. He's menacing you. It was his menacing grung croak. It's
Gosh.
croak of doom.
I look to Malik and I look to the grung and I say, is this really necessary? And then I probably I guess, are we running? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, I guess we are. It seems to be the consensus. I was getting ready to stab some grungs.
I know,
But I
I
guess.
I'm still in range to help you if you decide to stay.
Okay.
Okay, we just need to decide: are we running or not?
Listen, y'all
I
are
think
just
run
lucky that there aren't any assassin grungs because they got that croak of invisibility. It's dangerous
Oh,
stuff.
God.
I vote run away.
Andrew, what's your thought on this?
If only to be spared the puns, we should run away.
All right.
I don't,
All right. We'll
I don't
run
see
off.
us surviving this.
Neither do
given-
I, actually.
Given the numbers that have come at us. Because that dude had a +5 attack bonus for the Grung Elite Warrior.
And 25 HP only took 2 of them down, so I'm gonna guess they have around 12.
12.
Yeah, let's get the hell out of here.
Which we cannot one-shot. Yeah, okay.
I can one-shot them if I roll decently, but...
Yeah, but you haven't been rolling very decently.
This feels too strong for what we're supposed to be able to do.
So yeah, Arcturus looks back at Malik and then looks at the party and then looks at the Grung in front of him, like waving a dagger menacingly, and says, "Is this really necessary?" And then if the Grung is just like which I assume is what the Grung is doing, does the Grung make any attempt to respond?
He just wants you dead. He's all about your shit.
Okay,
He's like,
yeah. So
he's caught up and
Arcturus
he's totally into this fight.
God, I hate you so much. Yeah, so Arcturus says, "Is this really necessary?" The Grung just is like, murder. And so Arcturus says, "Okay," and I'll take the disengage action and run off.
Okay, so you can run 30 feet, right? That's your movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So 25 now. I'll ride one ball.
Hold on, I think, yeah, so you're this 18. So you run another 25 feet past the map. Okay.
Oh, I totally forgot to highlight it at the time. Picking up sleep as a sand spell, I was going to be super into that, but then I was just like...
You're caught up in the fear. All right. Oh my god, Grung to the hills. All right. Azaka. Azaka attacks the Grung nearest her. So the one that is awake, she has her scimitar, so she takes a swing with it. And she hits, and then she takes another swing at the same Grung, kills him. So, yeah, her first swing slashes the Grung across the chest, and he falls back. He's like, "Rah!" And then she stabs him, yanks the sword out, and then I think runs over. Let's see. Yeah, she's gonna make a run for the boss Grung.
Oh God, she's going ham when we're all backing out. No.
All right, so she jumps over this Grung that fell down, and she starts running towards the elite Grung warrior.
Grung Lord.
Yes, the Grung Lord.
You realize you just made me look bad in front of the lady that I want to bang, right?
Now
You made yourself look bad consistently.
I feel like my kobold honor demands that I fight this creature. But also everybody said to run away.
Yeah, we made the choice.
I don't know. You can fight it. Do what feels right.
I can turn around. If you really want to fight, I'll turn around. I don't care.
We've got how many? Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's still too much. But the big one's gonna be occupied.
I figure we've got one round of Azaka getting murdered.
I want to take back my previous action because these stupid idiots changed their minds.
I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna kill this stupid frog. Hang on.
I believe in you, Ishi.
I hate you so much.
Pachow, 15.
Yep, you hit.
Pachow, 10 damage.
Nice. All right, yeah. You don't kill it, but like damn near close. So you just like jam your rapier right into its little froggy chest, and it just like grabs its chest with his long, spingly fingers, and he's like, and it's like staggering around near death. Cool. Do you want to do anything else? Or are you good?
I don't think I can do anything else.
Okay.
I think that's kind of
unless you run. All right, little fox.
I am not resistant to poison damage when I rage.
Correct.
And I have 5 hit points left.
That is also correct.
I got a healing potion if you can get over to me.
I mean, if you hadn't said you were going to run away, I could have magicked your wounds, but I'm too far now.
It really slows the amount that we can do if you start healing. It's you've got to go. You can't use the first round in combat to start healing.
Yeah, it's true.
We're just going to be behind the ball the whole time.
Either murder this frog or run away.
And there's another frog, and I am the closest target now, probably.
My next turn, if we need to do it to run, I will try and sleep more. I don't need to concentrate on this.
God, this is so hard.
Sleep them all.
I know,
Sleep them all.
it's
Let Grung sort them out. All right, little fox. What are you doing?
Yeah, I rage and hit this thing in the face.
Yeah!
God damn.
Violence. All right.
That's what
let
I
me-
really wanted all along.
Can we next time figure out what we're gonna do before I make my action? Thanks.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I've done mine.
I mean,
Okay.
I could have gotten a hit in on that guy. I could have been close enough to give some healing. Like,
All right,
Okay,
so
well,
wow, you swing your maul, and the grung evades your rage-powered swing. But you're in the midst of it now. You get that rage going on.
A tad risky. Oh god.
All right, so the grung near you is going to take a swing at you, little fox. So much of this is dependent on whether I can hit you or not. Right?
Here comes the instant
Nope.
regret. Nope.
All right, so he lunges at you with a knife. I don't know, maybe he hits you, but you don't care.
Yeah, I just like run at him so I get inside his reach.
So
He
you're
can't
25 feet away from where you actually are.
Yeah, I mean, Azaka going ham changed my plan, basically. If Azaka had run out.
Okay,
run
so
away, I
this
probably
this grung can chase you, but he can't like get at you. So he's adjacent to you now,
would've. Okay.
okay.
but he can't attack. The grung that's fighting Ishi gets an attack.
Bring it on, Scrub Lord.
All right, this grung lord hits you for
shouldn't have
11.
called him out. I shouldn't have called him out. My bad.
Bring it on, grung lord, and he just like
Regret.
and like slashes you with the
I'm still good. I'm still good. 2 health.
slashes you with the
Still
knife. Okay.
Jesus.
And then
Monstrous rolls.
the grungs, these grungs are sleepy. And then this one jumps down onto Azaka and takes a swing at her. And misses. And then the grung elite warrior, the mighty grung, let's see. Okay, he's gonna make a sound. So he puffs himself up. He just like inhales all this air, so he's all huge and spherical. And he makes this strange like chirping sound, this like long sequence of high pitched chirps. And I think Azaka is the only one in range. Yep, Azaka is the only one in range. She needs to make a wisdom save.
Oh,
DC 12 wisdom save.
don't get frightened of the grung Azaka.
No. So you see Azaka as she's like running forward, the grung is just and like makes this sound, and you can see her kind of stagger, and she like grabs her ears and her head and like shakes her head and then shakes off the effect of whatever it is. And then
Nice.
the grung elite warrior looks pissed about that, and so he leaps over here. Malik, your turn.
Yes.
I turn round and
Change your plans!
Oh my god, everybody was grung boo fight.
Stop.
The grung of little little grung chucks.
No.
That's a way better idea for. They don't have daggers anymore. They have poisonous grung chucks.
Can I like just quit right now?
Yeah, Little Fox just implodes.
Thanks for coming, everybody. Yep. All right, Malik, what are you gonna do?
okay, I need to let little folks start getting. I need to let Ishi start getting pack tactics.
Yeah.
So
If you can free me from the grung I'm on, I can start doing some serious business.
And
am I
it's
going to
very
get?
early dead.
Yeah, it only has like 2 HP left.
Magic missile?
Well, we don't know. There's just got 2 HP.
Well,
left.
we know it's got a
it
little
went
bit.
to sleep with 25 divided by 2.
Math.
So
Right. So
using
maximum.
the power of math.
Maximum 3 HP left.
Okay, that's reasonable. I will fire 1 magic missile dart at that, and I will fire 2 at.
Free up Arcturus.
Yeah, I'll try and free up Arcturus.
All right.
You're the one that's got taken damage.
Bolts of
Yeah,
hot
but I
sand.
should. If I hit these things, they basically should die.
They
That's
basically
true.
explode, yeah.
Okay, so 1 against Ishi. Don't roll a 1.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you kill it.
Finish
Rip.
it. And then 2d4 plus. Well, I'll just roll it over and over.
Okay, so another four
Good
damage.
thing I did that 1 second. 4 on the one against Arcturus.
Okay, terrible little baby magic missiles, but that's okay. All right, so you fire the 2 of them, and yeah, Arcturus, you see the grung get hit with these missiles that come flying out of the bushes from beside you, and you see Malik standing there, hands aglow with magic. Malik, do you want to move, or are you good where you are?
Let me just check the range of Firebolt.
Your hands aglow movement made me think of Rotel Dorado.
So I'm at 100 maximum.
You don't cast
No,
spells?
I'm fine where I am.
All right, Arcturus, there is a grung menacing you.
So I look back at the fight, and I see that we're not running. Like Malik yelled at us to.
Like the smart party member said.
And
Wow,
I look at the this is going to mean that I miss this shot because I know what happens when you talk to people. I look at the grung in front of me and I say, I was trying to get you to leave for your own sake. I didn't want to have to kill you, but I guess now I do. And so I'm gonna obviously miss the shot now because I said that.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Good luck, Warhammer. Yes, you miss. You definitely.
Yeah. And then I cringe and hide behind my shield.
and
So I just want to thank chat so much for all of their terrible puns. Someone said it's a good thing that they're so committed to this battle. Don't worry, everybody. It's time to fight some adventurers. Oh my god, I'm so about it.
I hate them.
All right.
oh god. Zaka.
5 on that.
All right. Azaka will attack the one that is next to her.
Please, Zaka, murder it.
She gets two swings.
Azaka.
The first one is a miss. Wow, that was a bad roll, Azaka.
Yeah.
And the second one looks like that one's a hit for 5. All right. Ishi, it is your turn.
I am going to go over here.
Okay. Crossing the foliage here is difficult terrain.
Oh, it's difficult terrain?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I will instead go there.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And I will attack with my rapier this individual. I have advantage because pack tactics kicks in.
Okay.
Pachow!
Nice.
Scrockablam!
I want to know, like, you were illustrating how your like crossbow was unintentional. Is your rapier work?
Oh, it's yeah. All of the successful things that Ishi does are basically just luck based.
So how is it lucky that you hit this rapier?
I mean, this one was like, oh, the magic missile killed the one in front of me. Like, and she runs off towards Little Fox, and Little Fox is fighting, and she trips over the back of Little Fox's ankle and like jabs the rapier into the face of the grung.
The reason the two of them can fight together so well is that Little Fox is like doing these baseball bat swings, and she's just too short.
Yeah,
so I never hit her.
Yeah, I love that idea.
My
like,
legs and like
Little Fox just roaring and swinging the hammer around while Ishi just like gets in these little stabs and kind of like runs around your ankles. Yeah, it's so good. All right.
Speaking of which,
yeah, Little Fox.
I'm gonna crush this thing.
Advantages. Remember to use your advantages early.
Yeah.
As quickly as possible, the better.
Yeah,
I will spend my inspiration to just, please, for the love of God, hit this thing.
Okay.
Because taking no chances.
Glad that you spent your inspiration.
There you go.
I got
All right.
11.
You splatter this little frog man. Just bam.
So yeah, it's like Ishi is like in between my legs, and I have to like step over her and like shouting and just like golf club this thing
nice
up into the it lands up on this cliff. Just,
oh my god! Somewhere in the shadows, there's a grung wearing a black cloak. It's like, yes, attack them. Good. All right, Little Fox, you
kill them. Other grung. Yeah.
I'm super injured.
Grung also grung.
Ishi, you have a potion, right?
I do. Yeah.
I can't take it from Ishi though.
I can like give it to you next turn, right?
Yeah. How does the action economy work?
Can I force feed a potion to someone else?
Using it's going to be a full action. I mean, not full action.
You can't pour it into Little Fox's mouth while she's fighting. She has to drink it herself.
Well, then what I'm gonna do is this other grung is like 30 feet away. This one.
Yeah, but remember, these squares are all difficult terrain.
Okay, so
there's any square that has a fern in it.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Yep, there you go.
Boom. Yeah, so I should be able to get over there.
Now, well, hold on. So it's not actually 30 from you. It's 25 feet further up the map.
Yeah, it's farther away.
They're
currently.
It's 25 feet from that square.
Feet off the map.
All right, then I stand here yelling at the top of my lungs.
Yeah, it's like 50 feet from
In a
you.
Yeah, you remember how you told me to
bloodthirsty
run
way.
because we were all gonna run? Do you remember when that happened? How we were running?
So
Yeah.
mad.
Hey, it worked out. You got attacked less.
All right.
Dead to Froggo.
It's going to be Arcturus and me versus this one, and then we'll have.
So
to come
this
down.
little guy down here, he's gonna attack Azaka.
Miss.
He does indeed miss. The one fighting Arcturus makes an attack.
Miss? No.
Ooh, a crit!
God.
It's so much damage.
I'm down. Do
Yeah, you're super down. That's 5, 10, that's 17 damage.
you remember when we were running? Do you remember that? Do you remember when that?
You're fine. It'll be fine. Don't worry.
You ran so effectively.
So yeah, he's just kind of hopping back and forth, and there's a moment where your shield is not totally covering the front of you, and he just leaps onto you, and then just like stabs you in the neck, and down you go. And so the grung is just like clutching onto your body and looks over at you, Malik, like, and then leaps towards you. And so that's his turn. The elite warrior. Let's see, how far can he jump? 25 feet. He jumps all the way over here.
Oh,
and
crap.
when he lands, he crouches down and he starts shaking the little grung in front of him. He's just like, like trying to wake him up. And so he wakes up. He is currently prone and awake.
I have a bad question to ask you. What's your maximum health, Arcturus?
11.
Then it's fine.
Yeah, you're fine. No, it has to do massive damage is like a lot.
Yeah, it's like way
40,
more.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Well,
I
you
thought it
were
was
you were at
just
full.
twice.
You were at full, right?
Yeah.
You would have
How
had to
much?
have taken what's your
Five.
max? Sorry, you said your max was 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, 22.
17.
Would have killed you. So it was close.
Well, I took 17.
It was close. Yep, that
Yeah,
could have
it-
killed you instantly.
Could do that much damage.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. Anyway, you're down. The grung elite is done. Malik, you've got a grung engaged with you.
Okay. Right, can't cast fireballs. So lightning crackles between my fingers. It's time for shock and grasp.
Ah. Okay.
Use your
Okay.
inspiration, friend.
And inspiration.
Okay. Oh yeah. No problem.
I deal 6 points of damage.
All right, not quite enough to kill him, but it does occur to me that as you reach out, you wonder to yourself, I wonder what happens to a toad caught in a rainstorm.
Oh, God damn it.
And then you grab him, maybe by his tongue, and he like gets electrocuted and staggers back, steam rising off of his toady skin. Now this is a touch attack on a grung, so I need you to make a DC 12 Constitution save, please.
How poisonous are these Froggos?
Okay.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
It's the same thing that happens to everything else.
I'm gonna lucky that.
Okay. There you go.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So a successful save means nothing happens to you. All right. Arcturus, mark 1 failed death save.
Mm-hmm.
And Azaka. will
Please,
attack
Zaka, be
her.
useful.
She's trying, man. She's trying. So she takes a swing with her scimitar. And she misses. She takes another swing with her scimitar.
I need to kill things. Come on.
And she misses. Oh, Azaka, you're
Oh.
embarrassing everybody.
My fucking God.
She's locked in Mortal Kombat with this thing. Ishii, it's your turn. There is a prone
guy.
grung right next to you, and then there's the big guy.
Do I get advantage against the
If you
prone
attack the prone
grung?
one, yep.
You get advantage against the other one because you're right next to your friend.
No,
Hit
no,
the
No,
you,
guy.
my
you
friend
both
has
have
to
to
be
be
next to
adjacent
the
to the same
enemy.
target.
I need to be engaging.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attack the prone grung and then second wind. No matter what happens, I need to
Okay.
second wind.
All right, attack that prone grung.
So we will attack the prone grung. Chow, advantage because 25, and then that's 12 damage.
Nice. Okay, so there's a moment here where the grung boss like jumps over and like shakes this grung like, wake up, buddy, come on, we gotta fight. And then he wakes up and he looks up at his boss like, yeah, it's time to fight. And he starts picking him up and you just stab him in the face. And he's like, "Wah," falls over. And the grung boss looks at you like what have you done?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna second
We're
wind.
monsters.
Um,
The real monsters are the D&D party.
Second wind is my hit die, right?
I don't know.
It's 1d10 plus your fighter level.
10 plus
Oh,
1.
yeah, 1d10 plus 1.
Nice. What have you grown?
So 2.
Yes!
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
she did it.
Now,
Full HP!
yeah. Now you can move around inside of his threat range, but otherwise you're locked with this Grung warrior.
So I'm just going to move over here.
Okay. All right. Lil Fox.
I mean, let's go for it.
Okay.
Smash this nerd. I try to hit him with my maul. I get a 17.
That is sufficient to strike the Grung elite warrior.
I hit him for 17 damage.
Jesus. That is some good stuff.
Good shit. Keep that up.
So yeah, like Ishii murders this guy's friend and he's shaking him, and then like this elite Grung like turns as like snarling.
By the way,
and from out of frame, just massive hammer.
By the way, murdering that prone guy was just Ishii turning around and her sword getting caught in its face as she like was surprised by the other frog.
Awesome. Okay, great. So you step forward and just like, smash your hammer into him. Okay, so the living grungs, there's one up top and one fighting Azaka. So Malik, here come the grung.
You come to Grung.
Here come the grung.
Miss.
Yeah, really tragic.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so you like jump back and he slashes at your clothes, croaking and flailing, and then Azaka. Let's see if she gets grunged. Azaka, we got a hit. All right. So the Grung Elite Warrior is going to attack. I can't decide, so I'm gonna roll.
Oh, it should be me.
1d2.
Me, I killed his friend.
It's two. It's two if it's you. Let's see. What did I get? Come on. All right, it's gonna be Little Fox. But first I gotta see if his thing recharges. Survey says no. Okay. All right. So it's gonna be a melee attack with the dagger on Little Fox. Oof.
Big hit.
So I take the full 4 and I take half
Rounded down.
So I die.
So down you go. Okay. Oh, dangerous business. All right. Malik.
I need to try and zap again, even though it's a bad idea and I might get poisoned.
Okay.
I need to kill it as fast as possible. So here we go. Shocking grasp.
Yeah, it's a hit.
Decent damage roll.
Supremely dead. No problem. One
Move
more
over.
one more hand taser. And he
Move
falls.
over to Arcturus to spare the dying. Or
Do I need to
something.
Constitution?
Yes. Yeah. You still, because you touched him. So DC 12.
Don't lick the grungs.
Okay, burning another lucky, because if that's poisoned, I become useless for the rest of the fight. Oh, I've been rolling. That's better.
Yeah, you're rolling just your Constitution stat, not your save, but you're fine.
Yeah, there you go.
The last you wipe the poison from your hand, and it doesn't affect you, so you're good. You can move, Malik, because you've defeated your enemy.
Yeah. So I'm 20 away. Arcturus is 25, and
You're
there's.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can run right up to Arcturus. You got space.
I will.
Okay.
Do you
Arcturus.
have medicine? Oh, you
I
can't do
have
it
a
yet.
healing kit.
Yeah, next turn. So just don't roll a 1 on this.
Okay.
Okay, that's not a 1. Good.
I saw. I was like,
I know.
not there. And I,
the terror of the 3D dice, right? Where you're just like, good work, Arcturus. You're not dead. All right, Azaka, you have an opportunity to redeem yourself here, honey. Do the thing.
Please, dear God.
One swing, that's a hit, and she kills the grung. All right,
Thank you.
so the grung is dead. And then she doesn't get her second attack, but she does get to move.
Azaka, come help.
Yeah, she's on her way. So she comes running over.
You can make a second attack if he's within.
She cannot. No. Her character sheet specifically says 2 scimitar attacks or 2 bow attacks.
Well, I mean, she can scimitar, move, and scimitar.
Oh yeah,
again,
that's true. Yeah, if she can get into melee range. I was just thinking she can't switch to the bow. Yeah, good call. So she'll take a swing on this elite grung.
So
Come on, Lloyd crit.
And she misses. She got an 11. Ishii, you still get pack tactics though.
Yeah,
if you attack.
that's why I asked her to run over.
Yeah?
I was like, oh God, please. So let's pray for pack tactics and
Yeah, there you
Boom.
go. It's a hit.
and 13 damage.
Nice, good hit. All right, it's still alive, but you're wearing
God
it down.
damn.
Death save, please, Little Fox.
Yeah, so that thing has taken 30 damage so far.
Well, we're gonna get good XP if we kill it.
I
Pray.
got 14.
That's my
Okay.
success.
I like the color of your 3D dice, Andrew. Okay, are there any conscious? No, there's just one sleepy Grung. He's just sleeping through the whole fight. Grung Elite Warrior. All right, so he's gonna attack Ishi because you just hit him.
Oh, Grung Lord.
Let me see if he's got his thing back. Roll a d6.
So, back in
Nope.
Nam, it was warfare, and
Don't
they would
kill
talk
me!
about-
11 misses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
You dodge. All right, Malik, you're gonna use your turn to use the first aid kit. Yeah.
I will use one charge of the healing kit, so it goes down to 4 uses.
All
So
right.
that means that I thought it. How many uses does it have? Anyway, I'm at
I'll double check.
0,
You're at 0, but you're not dying anymore.
but I'm not dying.
Okay.
And then I will move.
Yes.
Do I have to? Do I have to check how long I'm unconscious now, or
No, we'll do that when you wake up,
Okay.
unless the fight
So I
takes.
move 5 feet back onto the.
Okay.
Onto the map.
Well, so stay where you are, and I'll just reduce your off map by 5.
Right. No, I can move the full distance.
Oh, I see. Okay.
'Cause it's-
Right. Yeah. Okay. Cool. There you go. All right. So Zaka, 2 scimitar attacks on the big guy. First one, miss. Jesus, girl. Second one, there we go. That's a hit for 7. It is still up. Ishi.
Okay. I want to help Little Fox here, but do you want a potion or do I keep stabbing?
Just keep stabbing. I can wait one more round.
Okay. 22.
Nice. Yeah, that's a hit.
13 damage again.
You kill it.
Thank God.
Yeah. So it
And
turns.
this one is intentional.
Yeah, it turns
goes-
around. It turns around to fight off Azaka, right? To protect itself from her. You have an opening. What do you do?
And then in traditional kobold style, I jab this rapier directly through its spine and out its mouth.
Yeah.
Like, oh look, you gave me opening. Dead.
Good. It croaks. So down it goes.
And I'm immediately digging into my bag to get the health potion out to give to Little Fox, like right now.
Yep. Okay. So Little Fox still has to make the save. We still have to go through the order.
If you give me the health potion, I can cure wounds, Little Fox.
Just
Yeah,
one thing
but-
at a time. Little Fox, make your death save.
Please.
Ooh, okay. That's 2 fails. So
wait. A 1 is a.
if you roll a 1 on death save, it counts as 2 fails.
Counts as 2.
Yeah. Which is why you couldn't get a 1 on that last one. All right. The Grung snoozes snoozily. The Elite Warrior is dead. Malik?
5, 10, 20, 25 healers kit.
Okay. All right. Stabilized. All right.
That was
That was really close.
Wait, we've still got a sleeping Grung.
So we'll deal. Combat is over. The Grung will
Okay.
sleep. No one is going to shake the Grung awake.
No.
he stays asleep a minute, so we basically all need to stand above him and just stab him at the same time.
Well, so here's the thing. You have to decide whether that's the morally correct thing to do in this circumstance.
I mean, I'm gonna.
So
I'm gonna,
first,
Good
hold
luck.
on.
Sleeping.
2 of you are asleep and don't get to participate in this debate. But first, Azaka like snarls angrily, like she still has like adrenaline from the fight, and storms off. She just like marches off this way. She's just like and like throws her scimitar down and storms away.
Okay.
Leaving Ishi and Malik and this sleeping Grung. And the Grung is just lying here like inflating and deflating.
Malik, is she okay? Is she gonna be all right?
She's going to be fine.
What about Arcturus? Where's Arcturus?
Arcturus is also down. She's going to be fine. We need to sort out this one first. I suggest we tie it up and then. Well, I'm.
Don't
No.
keep touching the frog.
Let's take
But,
turns. Let's take turns licking it until we pass out.
But what about? I mean, all the other ones are gone. Maybe we could talk to it.
Touching them seems like a bad idea. We need to find a way to tie it up without touching it. We could talk to it. that
Our tourists can talk to them, right?
yes, we'd have to wait hours in that case.
I have
She's
a
not-
potion right here.
Don't waste the potion. She's not going to die. Sorry, my mistake. Yeah.
But then this guy's gonna.
Look,
So what do you want to do with him? Or them? I don't know. I can't tell.
well, I was going to throw this sack over it, tie up the sack, and then, with your help, get rid of it.
Kill it in a sack?
It won't
I
be able
mean-
to do anything to harm us.
Uh,
We need to get rid of it. They attacked
fine,
us.
yes, fine, okay, fine, sure.
Okay, help me out with this. We don't want to touch it. I was attacking one and with my hands and
Okay, I will help.
all right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to throw the sack over it, push it onto its side, tie up the end. I'm going to stab pittons into the ground to secure the corners of the sack, and then we're just going to let Ishi stab it to death.
So you're just gonna kill it. You don't want to talk to it, or
I guess.
all right, that's fine. What's
They attacked us unprovoked, and we've got two people who are in like critical thing.
It's
I
true.
wouldn't take the risk.
all right? Okay.
Be down to neutral if you must.
So let's get a D4 roll from. Yeah, you kill it. No problem. You kill the grung in the bag.
Okay.
Let's get a D4 roll from the two unconscious people. Okay, so it'll take 3 hours for Little Fox to wake up. So Azaka just like goes away for like an hour unless someone goes after her. What are you gonna do while you wait for your friends to wake up?
We need to.
Are you worried about more grungs coming?
Yes. So we can't.
I
So-
can't move her.
Like, Little Fox
Yeah.
is huge for a Bulgar.
We together we can probably drag her at least into the brush. We should hide the bodies for now. No, wait, we can't touch the bodies. We can leave the bodies out. We should drag her out of sight. Try and hide in case more come, and then potentially let Azaka come back.
Okay.
We'll need her help to sort things out. And we can also loot them because you've reminded me that.
Yeah, I was about to say. So in the process of like breaking, they have their daggers. And you could maybe get like you're not trained with like grung poison, but you could maybe get like if somebody want to make an alchemy check or something, you could get, I don't know, like a D4 applications of grung poison
I don't have an alchemy.
or poison
Me
kit
neither.
or whatever. Yeah, none of you are thieves, so it's probably just too dangerous.
Just wipe my rapier on it.
But that's the closest.
Yeah, I can actually properly search them because stupidly I'd forgotten this whole time. I did the whole sack debacle. I have mage hand, but
That's okay. I like the sack tobacco. All right. So what's the plan? You have two unconscious characters. You could try to like drag them into the.
drag them away, and hide them.
We'll just
then-
move like a little bit away from here as much as we can, and then we have to rest. Like there's no
To
other option.
some sheltered little nook.
Yeah, that's the plan anyway.
Okay.
Just
Little
like
scorpion.
we don't want to be an absolute like, hey, look, we're in the middle of a bunch of dead grungs.
Sure.
Like
make a stealth test.
Okay,
Um,
I'll do it.
I'll help you.
yeah. So you're at disadvantage because you're trying to hide two unconscious people, but you're at advantage because you have each other like helping.
Yeah.
you. So just a straight up
Good.
single die roll.
15.
Oh, 15, not bad. Okay. All right. So you find a place to hide.
I have a +6 to stealth.
Yeah, you're very sneaky. You find a place to hide, and I guess if you're hiding, Azaka doesn't know where to find you when she comes back.
No, it won't be that far. We can't drag Little Fox very far at all. If I see Azaka, because I'd be watching over the campsite with the view of
Okay,
finds us
she can find
anyway.
you anyway. Yep. But yeah, maybe you help her. Maybe you like see her and you like.
Yeah, I can like flash a like quick light with prestidigitation or something.
Yeah. So she comes over and she she looks a little bit like she's got like sweat beading on her forehead and like she like was just running or something, or like some kind of physical exertion, or the poison is still like affecting her and she's not feeling well. But she looks out of sorts.
Yeah.
And
No, he's stopped being in like charming mode. He's in very like business mode. He's like, Azaka, something's clearly wrong. It's been wrong for the last few days. I need you to talk to me. If we're going to survive, we need to do this together. You saw how close that was. You couldn't have done it by yourself, and we couldn't have done it without you.
She says, it's nothing. I'm just frustrated. I want to get my mask back. This is taking too long. What if the Terrafolk have moved? What if they're not there anymore? What if they've taken it away? I'm frustrated that we lost time.
I would like to make an insight check to see whether she's lying to me.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
I'm not good at it, but it's important to me to try and like make friends with her. So
hard to say. Like she seems pissed, and that goes along with her being angry.
That's totally fine. I say, all right, fine, but you can talk to me. All right, I just want you to know that. But now we need to. If you could help, I don't know how well we're hidden.
Yeah, she says, the Grung travel in packs. If they come, we will hear them. This place, and she gestures like at where you've chosen to hide. She's like, this is fine. We'll stay here. Rest a few hours, and once it's safe, when they wake up, we can continue. We can't lose the day. All right. So, I guess this counts as a short rest for Ishi and Malik. So if you want to spend a hit die, if you need to, you can.
Second wind put me back at full during that.
Yeah,
I ace my hit die and go back to 14.
Now,
HP.
hold on. With short rest, I think you might have to be conscious.
You have to be.
Yeah. So you're not actually resting. You're waking up.
So I only get to go to 1.
You just go to 1. Yeah.
We
By
need
the
to
way,
wait 3 hours for you.
During
No, it's 4 hours because Little Fox wakes up in 3 hours and then you can take a rest. Arcturus Arcturus. You can take a short rest because there's another hour before Little Fox wakes up.
Okay, so I get.
Do you want to? I guess here's the question: do you want to wait the whole?
I would just
the whole 4 hours because then everyone gets a short rest.
I would just do that. Yeah.
Yeah, letting you get.
Yeah.
I think we have to.
Okay.
I don't want to be walking around the jungle at 1 HP
Okay.
that time.
You don't hear or see any. It's safe. You managed to rest. So Arcturus and Little Fox, you can keep that 14. That's fine. Arcturus, do you want to spend a hit die? Okay.
By the way, while Little Fox was unconscious, I used all my blankets and stuff to cover her up and so on, just to make sure she's all comfy.
So everybody gets. I'll give you your experience now, but you can't like actually perform the level up till you take a long rest. Everybody gets 160 experience.
Yeah, I knew they would be worth a lot.
Yeah, they're worth a lot, even divided by 5.
All right. Let me just. If I was Meat Grinder, I would level up.
But you're not.
You're leveling up anyway.
Yeah, everybody should be the same.
But we're all
except Little Fox.
What is it?
3 XP short.
Wait, what is it?
You're 297.
160.
Wait, what did we get? Sorry?
160.
Okay.
Yeah, you're 3 short.
I'm level 2, but you guys aren't because
of the scorpions.
negotiating skills.
Okay, so Little Fox, you can gain your level when you get a chance to take a long rest.
Hell yeah.
And and with that, we will take a long rest on our adventure until next time. Let's hear everybody. These always they feel so short. I just always want to keep playing.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
always just like more, please, more grungs.
No.
I would
no
like
more
to
grungs.
I would like to give a massive shout out to my dear friends, the chat, for all of your awesome, terrible puns. Thank you for being on my team, puns, folks. Let's say our goodbye for today. Ishi Snaggletooth, why don't you start us off?
Yes, it's me, Ishi Snaggletooth. You can find me, the player of Ishi, at twitch.tv/distractedelf or on Twitter @distractedelf, where I stab more frogs than anyone else in the business.
Awesome. Thank you, Tiny Kobold. Lil Fox?
That's me. I'm Andrew. You can find me on Twitter @CommutingCrow or on twitch.tv/actualfactual. I'm going to be doing a bunch of work on my game, Girl by Moonlight, this weekend, because I have a bit of a self-imposed deadline coming up. And it's like a magical girl tabletop role-playing game based on Blades in the Dark. So if you want to see me working on the final kind of crew book for that, you can check me out this weekend.
Excellent. Thank you. Dave?
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much to my fellow cast members again for a really fun time. I don't really mind about the meat grinder thing. I'm just messing with you. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, you can at Dave_the_human. If any of you do 3D modeling or anything like that, I've had a little tweet up because that's something I'd like to get into. So if you have any advice about programs or like tutorials or whatever that have helped you, please hit me up with that info. I'd be super grateful. But yeah, that's it.
Wicked. Cool. Thank you, Dave. Last but not least, Blue Jay.
Hi, I'm Blue Jay, and I'm still. It's fine. I didn't die.
So salty, Blue Jay.
I mean, you
Everything
know, I
worked
don't
out.
come
It
from
worked
a
out.
freshwater ocean, so
The saltiness of the whole sea.
yeah. But I'm Blue Jay. You can find me at twitch.tv/BlueJay or on Twitter at BlueJay_712. Or they just announced the schedule for TwitchCon, so you can find me there too when TwitchCon happens. It'll be great. That's it.
Excellent. Thanks, Blue Jay. Well, thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you, twitch.tv/D&D for having us, as usual. You can find myself and the cast playing this game right here on Fridays and on Thursdays on the Roll20 app Twitch channel, playing The Burning Wheel. We do that at 11 o'clock. If you ever miss an episode of D&D, we run them on that channel right before this one, so you can get caught up. If you missed any of this week, you can get caught up next week, or you can watch it on our YouTube channel on the weekend. You can find me right here on Fridays or on Thursdays on Roll20 app or on my own channel, twitch.tv/AdamKoble, or on Twitter at SkinnyGhost, or occasionally GMing some other stuff over at ItMeJP. I'm all over the place. So I hope you will come back next week. We've had a lovely time, and we hope to see you again. Bye for now, everybody. This stream is brought